Yeah, midweek. And, fam, there's no fears in Santa Clara. There hasn't been for a long time, but I just want to reiterate that fact right now. As usual, the night is vibrant and always upbeat tight end George Kittle, about to host TEU, by the way, has taken his off-season tour to Good Morning Football with some encouraging rhetoric for us, the Niner faithful. I wait for this. This is like everything else goes on, and then George makes his tours, and he always has these things to say that just sort of resonate throughout the media and the Niner community, of course. Meanwhile, Brian Baldinger has reason to believe the Hawks have done enough to slow the Niners down from any further domination. You mad? I am. Shut up, Brian. Also, what 2023 49ers make up for, I call them team underrated. Guys who just, we're talking about, the Niners 2023 roster is so solid this season. Some great players who would start on many a team around NFL, and we've seen that happen too. Guys leave us, and they were part of our machine, but they went over and they became stars under the places. But those guys are considered depth pieces with the 49ers. Tonight, go on the phones to get pumped over George Kittle's GMF conversation. And do you believe? Oh, I tell you, the man, he's better running campaign speeches. I'm going to write him in for president coming up in the next election. Brian Ballinger's belief the Hawks are ready to stop San Francisco. And who are the underrated Niners? Okay, fam, look at the bottom. Base of the screen. And get on in here and share with us your thoughts on these matters. Let me run it down through real quick and get the phone as fast as possible. The Niners QB position remains up in the air another offseason following Brock Purdy's March elbow surgery. We've been here, done this. As Purdy rehabs, Trey Lance and Sam Darnold will battle for the number 2 duties. And the chance to start if Mrs. Purdy's baby boy says, oh, I can't do it, y'all. You're hearing all kind of reports that he's going to make it on opening day. I don't know. It sounds crazy. Anthony out of Memphis. What's up, Anthony? George Kittle made his annual preseason guest appearances on GMF on Tuesday and stated the Niners should be Lombardi contenders. Absolutely. Regardless of how the quarterback situation shakes out, GK, being a consummate entertainer, got right into his thing, saying tongue-in-cheek, 2 things for you. I think this is my 5th year in a row about quarterback questions in the offseason. It's incredible. I wouldn't want anything else. Besides that, I think that John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan have done a great job of creating this roster with depth. Also with players at multiple positions, that whatever happens at the quarterback position, we have a chance to win a lot of football games. We are in prime position to get back to that game, NFC Championship game, what he's talking about, that we lost last year. And George, the year before George, we've got to stop this. Hawks and Rams, they think they're better than us. The Cardinals know better. But the Hawks and Rams, I want to put them to sleep, bury them 6 feet under, and get over it and forget about them. Let's go. They're not better than us. George puts that, But he says we're in prime position. We're going to get back to that game again next year. For Nick Bosa, Trent Williams. This reads like an all-star team. Nick Bosa, Trent Williams, Deebo Samuel. Oh, that's right. They are Pro Bowlers, aren't they? Brandon Ayuk, soon to be Kyle Juszczyk. Christian McCaffrey. You see what I'm talking about? Elijah Mitchell, Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, Travarius Ward, Talanoa Hufanga, and Tyshawn Gibson. And we have so many guys on this team that can play at a high level. Eric Armstead, goodness gracious, we have so many good players. Unquote. George, yeah, you do. We got to stop finding ways to let these puny, scrawny, not even in our same class, win. They have no business winning. They're not better than us. This is true, but this isn't the first year, That's why I keep wondering, when are we going to put this to an end? Stop letting them lucky people get by us. Well, Hawks, I guess the Hawks can't say, well, it wasn't us. It wasn't y'all, was it? But, because 49ers, look like, I mean, we're talking about Lethal Weapon, the sequel to Lethal Weapon 4. These guys, that team is just deadly. Niners have a talented roster, and NFC should be in position for another postseason run. We all know that. We know that. And we know when they do get there, they're going to get all the way to the end, somewhere between the NFC Championship game and the Super Bowl. Something weird's going to happen. It'll have nothing to do with the other team. It'll have everything to do with the 49ers. The better team will win. It'll be the 49ers beat the 49ers. So, Shanahan's ability to squeeze solid play from the quarterback position, regardless of who it is, makes the uncertainty less worried. It has been. We still whine and complain about that. But it's not the real reason why the 49ers. The quarterback plays his role. That's all he does in Shanahan's offense. And he's got to do it right. Everything else has to go well. He can't, another thing, the quarterback can't get hurt. I've added that to injured quarterbacks and quarterbacks getting hurt during the game. That can't happen. Because there's such a balance of what goes out on that field between the offense and the defense and everybody's roles. If one person is taken out of the equation, it sometimes has a dramatic effect, as we've seen. GK added, quote, yes, having a fantastic quarterback will help us out a lot because it's the most important position in probably sports. But we have 3 or 4 guys right now that can sling the ball a little bit. Brock Purdy went on an 8-0 tear last year, so hopefully he is feeling better and back to his normal self. Trey Lance is taking steps forward. I think he's more than suitable to play quarterback for us. He had some great reps at OTAs, and we connected on a couple of big plays. He connected with Ayuk on a couple of big plays, and Sam Darnold. He threw some good balls, too. He connected on big plays with Ayuk and with me and other tight ends. The quarterbacks will get some reps in this training camp, get a feel for everybody, and let's just go play some football. Hell yeah, let's just go do it, George. Supporting you 100%, I believe. This is the year I believe. No more screw-ups. No more ways to fumble up. No more last second, oh, God, why did that have to happen? No. This is it. This is it, George. This is it. And family, did you check out GK's face, though, when GMF host Kyle Brandt told him what Miz said about him during an interview with Miz during Brandt's Block. You remember the WWE thing? Then Miz is driving in his car, right? And the host, they shoot the Miz's car. Yeah, George Kittle. Yeah, he's supposed to be he's out there blocking people and knocking people over and doing all kind of tough guy things. I just thrown him in a chair like it was nothing. The camera zooms back over to George. George looked visibly pissed off. George, yeah, Miz. One thing Miz is good at, he's pretty good riding down the road talking trash in his car. I said, George, you really look mad, too. I love it. Kittle's just such a character. You know when the football's over for him, he's going right to Vince McMahon. Because I think the booth is too sane for George. His personality needs a bigger, platform. George is the place where he can really express his insanity. I love this guy, man. But back to football, fam. We could share GK's enthusiasm here for a minute. And are you as confident as he is about the personnel going into the season? Also, Brian Baldinger was interviewed by NFL Network, and he believes the Hawks have done enough to stop the Niners from taking over the division. True or false? Brian used last year's, we've already beaten up the Hawks twice that year. They finally figured out some way to slow us down, right? So in that playoff game, the Hawks did pretty good, all right? You got to give it to them. It's like Brian says, this team is built in the Pete Carroll image of just get it done. See, what Brian doesn't understand is whereas they may be getting better, because he picked out some players they may have picked up to add to their momentum, does Brian and the Hawks think the 49ers just sat pat and going to wait for the Hawks to come beat them? No, I don't think so. So, I'm not worried about that, Brian. So my answer is absolutely false, emphatic false. And could Dre Greenlaw be the most underrated player on the Niners squad? That situation with Dre, though, kind of reminds me of John Taylor and Jerry Rice. John Taylor was an awesome, outstanding wide receiver, right? But when you're playing with Jerry Rice, like Dre's playing with Fred Warner, it tends to make you look like, he's Batman, I'm Robin, you know what I'm saying? So, you look at Juszczyk behind all these running backs we have. Juice is Pro Bowler each and every year. In fact, I even throw Ross Dwelley into that mix of people that just doesn't get much love. But Ross Dwelley, I don't think he's that bad of a football player. We're going to name some guys I put on team underrated. Javarius Ward, he was thrown out of Kansas City. Basically, they didn't want to re-sign him, and he's doing a good job for us. And Javarius Ward, by the way, added to his game and took it up another step by being one of the best people in the league as far as the cornerback goes of stopping the run. Javarius Ward, he was just like J-Dub. Jimmy Ward, once Dub grabs you, that's it. Stop. Might as well give up running. Even if you keep trying to run, I'm going to hold you until the troops get here. When they hit you, they'll hurt you. So you might as well lay down. So, that's just something I tell you. Woo! Oh, God. Gene D, my God. That's the thing. The day we win that, there'll be no more Gene D with his science fiction and fantasies about being better than 49ers as they're going deeper into the basement next year. They're going to be right behind the Rams. They'll be right above the Cardinals and a little better than the Rams. But the both of them are going to suck. It's chill. Bill. Phil.
Hey, Ronbo.
Phil, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good.
That's awesome.
Doing good.
Good, pretty good. So pretty soon, Phil, you got another month or so, and you can start marinating that meat and get that cruiser out there and get ready for that preseason game because we know it's coming up.
We don't go to the preseason games.
Well, yeah, I don't blame you.
We watch them on TV.
You might as well. I get better coverage.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But,
Phil. Yeah, go ahead.
Honestly, Ronbo, the Seahawks aren't beating us this year. Baldinger's got to say that because he works for the NFL Network, and they're trying to promote the league. So
Agreed.
He's not going to say, the Niners are going to just rip through the division, which we all know will happen.
Because that doesn't create theater.
You got to just look at the 3 games we played against the Seahawks last year.
I did.
The first game, they wouldn't have scored a point if it wasn't for a blocked field goal.
Yeah.
The second game, we go up there and Brock Purdy's got a bruised rib, and we still beat him. And if it wasn't for a call on Nick Bosa for landing on the quarterback, which I think is crazy,
every time
we would have the Amador would have had a pick 6, and he'd be, that would have been a blowout.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third game in the first half, the Seahawks played tight. The Niners came in flat, but then we still beat them by 25 points. So
you're right. They're always trying to create, because it's been a rivalry that's been going on for a little while. So there's Baldinger saying that, well, I don't know why not, blah, 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 blah. Oh, come on, Brian. Really?
Come on, a bunch of rookies that get in the draft is not going to increase their play level that much. They got beat pretty bad the whole season.
Mm-hmm.
So
especially coming down the stretch when it counted.
I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't either.
And then the other point is we added Hargrave.
That in itself is a huge difference. Now the whole line comes alive.
That was our weakest point, was because Armstead was out, injured with the foot, and all we had was Givens, and he got banged up. We had, a bunch of guys playing in there that couldn't play. We had Kerry Hyder playing inside. Mm-hmm. So that was our weakest point, and we addressed it.
Yep.
And so
in style.
Now it's one of our deepest positions.
Which ultimately is going to make the secondary even better. Because now the quarterback has no time to think. He's got no time to make any moves. He's got to get rid of that ball. Boom! Oh, we got you.
I still would like to see us get an edge rusher.
There's a couple out there.
For depth, Ngakwe would be probably a really good ad.
Yeah,
for
he'd start.
A third down pass rusher that could help with Nick.
Yeah.
And I'm just worried that Drake Jackson, we're putting all our apples in one basket.
I know we haven't seen anything. I know. I agree.
We don't have a guy to back him up.
I mean, he looks big and strong
I
and
think
everything,
that's
but that just
the one thing.
Yeah.
If we got, just pencil in Vegas for the Super Bowl. I mean, I think that's the only weakness we have.
Mm-hmm.
So
and you never know. Cleveland Farrell, he's got a lot of experience. He could actually do. We just need somebody who can substantially keep that together, because you're not You've got so much interior violence now. The guys on the edge are going to have an easier life.
4 years, and he's got like 5 sacks.
Same with Arden Key when he came to us. I think he had less than that.
I mean, Chris Kasseri can't even pull that miracle out of the hat.
He's gonna get cut. You know, I'm hoping that kid we drafted, Beal. I'm hoping he surprises us. You know,
the problem with Beal is he doesn't have NFL weight.
Yeah,
so he's gonna take a year to develop.
Oh, yeah.
That's what happens with these rookies. You know, they come in they don't have NFL bodies.
Yeah.
I mean, as Chris Kasseri said, there was only 2 guys in his 15-year career that came into the league with NFL bodies, and that was Dominic Sue and Nick Bosa.
Dominic Sue was bigger than everybody in football, even when he was a junior in high school. My God, that's a big man. So, yeah. Well, he's beefing up even as we speak.
I think we're counting on Beal a little bit, and I just think he might be a little slim right now to go, just like Drake Jackson was last year.
Yeah.
Right? So,
in a hard way.
That's my only concern. Yeah. And there's some pass rushers still out there. And there's some pass rushers on the trade block. I mean, the guy from Minnesota and
I was thinking about him as I was reading about him the other day, too. But, Phil, you know, you can't make that deal. 49ers have gotten past the point of where they can do deals, you know?
Well, I mean, Ngakoue is just, you know, you don't have to give anything up for him.
Nah, he's just out there waiting for somebody to call him. But the guy from Minnesota, that's a good ball player. They'd want some compensation for him. Phil, do you make that deal? Because we're worried about something that probably a lot of people are worried about. That is the only weak link, that right side, because it's questionable.
Yeah, I just don't see any other position group that has a weakness.
Well, you'd be right. There isn't one. I mean, even the kicker, I'm not worried about the kicker. I think he's going to be just fine.
Secondary's got 2 kickers.
I know, but I don't know about Zane. Well, you know what? They might keep both. It's a roster spot, though. We can put him on the practice
I think what
spot.
they're going to do is trade. They're going to try to trade Zane and get a pick for him.
See, when you say that, would you give anybody anything for Zane? Zane's had a lot of problems with his health and staying on the field. That's the one thing a kicker can't be.
Well, but if he goes through a training camp and he also goes through a preseason and makes some kicks, there's a lot of teams out there without a kicker.
Dallas. Mama, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys.
So I think he might be on the trade block. But, you know, once we make the cuts, we've got like $12 million right now in cap space. Once we make the cuts down to the 53-man roster, we're going to add another $5 million approximately to the cap space. And then when Nick gets his contract, we're probably going to add another $10 million.
Yeah, because it doesn't kick in until next year, right? Yeah, Nick's contract, yeah.
They'll probably give him a contract right before training camp. That's when the Niners get that stuff done.
Yeah, and you don't have to worry about Nick because he's already in better shape than anybody in camp is going to be until this time next year anyway. So, you know.
Yeah, well.
I do love it.
The guy's a workout machine.
He's a frightening individual.
I mean, if I was Drake Jackson, I would just go hang out with Nick off-season.
I just wonder if any of those guys can hang. I wonder, you know, Nick does a workout. You know McCaffrey does a wild man workout too. I'd love to see McCaffrey and Nick work out together. I want to see which one drops first because both of them are just sick when it comes to working out. I think George Kittle would avoid him.
Back in the old days when everybody tried to run the mountain with Jerry.
They had an ambulance at the base of the hill.
Craig and all those guys tried to run it, and they died.
I don't know what made them think they could do that. Phil, we gotta go. I tell you what, I'll be back. I'll be back Friday night. Let's talk some more football.
Yeah, well, one more thing I want to tell you. Kittle said in his interview that you were talking about.
Yeah.
He said that he saw Brock throw a few times.
Oh.
and he said he was throwing good. So,
Ah,
right on
that's
course.
that's why they're thinking opening day. All right, maybe I thought it'd
All
be
right.
3 or 4 weeks.
All right,
We'll see.
Ronbo.
All right. Have a good night, Phil.
Take care. All
Bye.
right. Bye-bye.
Is it? All right. All rise for the honorable Rev. Rev, get in there, man.
Rombo.
You can tell it's time for football season when Rev comes on in. Rev, how you doing?
Oh boy. Hey, day by day, getting ready for this season.
Mm,
Um, we are going to start this off like this. I want to give a shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, Ronbo, for giving us this platform.
thanks.
That's 49er family to speak our minds and our hearts about our team. I want to give a shout out to my 49er family worldwide, repping that red and gold. So beautiful, 24/7, 365. Well, got that out the way. Let's jump into it.
Please, Rev. Can't wait.
I watch the show. I may not get on all the time, but I'm in the chats. I see it. And I want to address something for you, disgruntled Seattle Seahawks and you delusional Rams fans. Listen, y'all always come in here and talk all this junk about our team. And the funny thing that gets me is, especially whoever that Gene D person or
Ain't he
whoever
special?
you are,
Mm-hmm.
like short bus special. Like let's be real, bro. Like accept the fact that we dusted y'all 3 times last year. Like you shouldn't even come up in the chat. I understand you want attention, you want some kind of love or something, but
Shameless.
you got dusted 3 times last year. You have no room to talk. You Ram rejects, y'all just delusional as hell. So I just want to get that off my chest. I just find it comedy that y'all come in our chat and call us whack or say this and say that. And I'm like, did we not dust y'all 3 times last year? Then some person had the nerve to say Pete Carroll assembled the greatest defense of NFL history. Well, sorry, he didn't. One of them, yeah, but not the.
Yeah.
So, and also Pete Carroll comes from one of the best coaching trees ever,
Thank you.
which, the
Please
honorable great
make
Bill
that
Walsh,
point. That's right.
which is an understudy of George
Seifert.
Seifert, which, is an understudy of Mike Holmgren. So, I can go on and on for days. Just, it is what it is.
Yes, indeed.
This season is going to be something. Like we hear the reports back and forth of, quarterback situation. Look, we coming to play football. I don't give a damn who, what, when, where, why is the starting quarterback come week 1. But just know when you oppose us, you got hell to pay. Like you got hell to pay. Steve Wilkes, I admire him as our defensive coordinator because I studied a lot of him too, and I think that he's going to bring a good attack for us. We're not going back down from nobody. You know what I mean? Like it's. I've said the quote many a time from the great Ray Lewis. I put my helmet on the same way you do. I put my pads on the same way that you do, and we're gonna come out here and settle this. So, we're gonna come out firing on all cylinders. We 49ers. Like we set the standard of what the NFL is. Period. Period. We set the standard. Everybody talks all this GOAT conversation. There's only one GOAT. Well, I'm sorry, family. 2 GOATs in our minds and hearts, and that's that man standing right behind Ronbo and the GOAT, the greatest of all time to ever bless the wide receiver position, and that's Jerry Rice. Period. So, I'm excited for our team this year. I'm excited for our fan base. I'm excited that we got an opportunity, we got a shot, and we need to take it. And we got a full season of McCaffrey. Woo, boy. The dangers.
That's the game changer.
The dangers. I got a full season of McCaffrey. Oh yeah, it's going to be something. But I just wanted to come in and bless the family right quick. I'm still here. I'm in the chat, but what I mean. it's getting close, family. And y'all know how, for the regulars out there that know the Rev when it comes football season, I pull out that book of champions, and that book of champions speaks a lot.
Detroit versus everybody.
Oh.
Hey man, Detroit versus everybody. Shut up, dude. Like Detroit are nobody.
No.
Like stop, dude. You one of them people too, dog. Like stop that, bro. Like Detroit is nobody. Like for real, dude. Like get out of here with that. Y'all ain't been relevant.
Memo. I mean, we know.
Like straight up, man. Detroit Lions. Y'all ain't been relevant since Tecmo Super Bowl on Nintendo when Barry Sanders was one of the best running backs on the game. Get out of here, dude. Real talk. But anyway.
And when Megatron left, game over, period.
Yeah, like Detroit versus everybody. Yo, leave them drugs alone. There's counseling numbers you can call, dude. But anyway, but Ronbo, I thank you. We love you. We appreciate this platform. Like I said, family, yo, rep that red and gold every day, all day, 24/7, 365. And y'all know how I'm going to end this all. In the words of the great Ric Flair, in order to be the man, you got to beat the man. Woo! Ronbo, I appreciate it. Family, stand up. Don Bird, yo, stop jumping in and talk about Detroit versus everybody, bro. Ronbo, we thank you. We love you. We appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? My 49er fans, stand up, be strong, and I'll holler at y'all.
And Rev, I can't wait till you do. We'll be back here. Be back for Friday and at least 3 times a week between now and opening day.
Oh, that's facts.
All right.
I got you.
All right, fam.
All right, man. Peace.
Night, Rev. There it goes. The Honorable Rev. Hey, Mark. Mark.
What's up, Ronbo?
Mark, fired up, man. Every time George Kittle, I had like, if they were going to vote on guys to face to put up in front of Levi's Stadium, and back then, and I still love Jimmy G, right? George, Jimmy, and Debo, just put right next to each other, right? Because as far as I was concerned, you need to put a defender in there. So you put Fred, but if you did, pretty soon, there's so many guys on our team that represent the team in a way above the rest. You run out of space. So, but George Kittle, the guy's still got to be my favorite 49er. When he talks and gets into the George move, I love it. And man, I'm glad he's on our team,
Yeah.
And
Ronbo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just we got minds alike. I was just about to get on here and ask you the same question. Would you agree if I told you that George Kittle and on the offensive side, George Kittle and Christian McCaffrey are the faces of the 49er offense only because of the reason of George Kittle? He's one of the only guys that's been here since 2017, the Kyle Shanahan era, and Christian McCaffrey because he's Christian McCaffrey.
And that's well said. Christian McCaffrey because he's Christian McCaffrey. I love it. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah. And then on defense, you can give it to Fred, 2018, and then you can give it to both of them. So I guess you're right. Those are the guys, when you think of 49ers, those are the guys you think of. I think Kyle should get Kittle more involved this year, just for that reason.
Hopefully he does. And you know what? When you run those 2 tight end sets, see, the wonderful thing about that is if the 49ers are going to run those a little more often, it doesn't necessarily have to be George that's doing the blocking. Now, those guys he's looking at now, the new guys that just brought in, hopefully one of them is a brute. And the dude, what's that name? It's the 2, and what's that other guy's name that's been showing out in camp? He's a tough guy. And his profile is a lot like George Kittle's. They didn't throw the ball to him a lot when he was at school, right? And George didn't get the ball thrown to him a lot. I remember Hoyer saying, I don't know why they didn't throw the ball to him. And you know what happened after that. So this guy comes in. He's a tough guy. You can't bring him down. He's physical. Maybe George can get some Kelsey-style time. I hope so.
Yep.
Inline blocking all the time.
I do want to point out, I don't like to go back to 2019 as much anymore, but I just want to bring up one point. I like to look back on things that happened in the past when we were, trash. And well, back in 2019, I remember Emmanuel Sanders saying when we put 51 on the Carolina Panthers. He asked Kittle, why weren't y'all winning before? I mean, you got all these players. Mind you, he thought the game, we've already beat them up.
Yeah.
Well, why weren't you guys winning, I'm surprised you guys weren't winning with all these weapons that you had before. Kittle said, well, we just didn't know how to win.
Mm-hmm.
He said we would come up close and in these close games, and we just didn't know how to win.
Maturity.
I was like, man.
Maturity. And that's what I talked about in 2019, Mark. I said, everybody's hooping on. We're going to Super Bowl this year. And it looked good. The team looks solid. I said, you know what, guy? I don't know, y'all. We need to wait a minute. The maturity is going to kick in somewhere. We got a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
We've not been to any big show. And, we almost did anyway. But like Richard Sherman said, they was asking me all kind of questions. And, I'm trying to tell them as best I can. Because they were like a deer in headlights when they walked in to play that Super Bowl game. And then we probably a little tight. Probably a few things happened. They probably would have done it, but they wouldn't do now. And that's why I said, you know what, you let the 49ers get back out there again. And they should have did it last year, Mark. That was the year.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
Damn it.
And for these Seahawks fans, it's either in the chat or, Seahawks fan in general. All I have to say is for these, all I got to say is just 3-0. We beat you guys 3 times in a row last year. And for all the other, the analysts that talking about how the Seahawks are going to be good this year.
Yeah.
I hope you guys don't think you're just going to give it to Kenneth Walker. We got that anchor in the middle. So if you just think you're going to give it to Kenneth Walker, then, you better go to somewhere else. You better go to detail something. I don't even think that'd be open.
Mark, I don't see, they didn't address their ability to stop the run. It's like Tony's in there working Gene D, telling about how many yards were piled up by individual running backs throughout the season. When you get in excess of 100-plus yards running on the team, we ain't got to do too much, and that's what we do. So, you got Christian McCaffrey now, who loves to do that. I got Jordan Mason, who I got a lot of faith in. I got Elijah Mitchell. Good Lord, don't let him get started and stay healthy on the field. I don't even care if I don't throw the ball all day. It's going to be 300 yards of flat, hardcore, beat your butt, hit you in the mouth running. The Seahawks can't stop that. In fact, I'd like to see him humiliate him this year doing exactly that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want. I wouldn't be surprised if we did split, but if we swept them, all confidence is gone. I think all confidence is gone if we 2-0. Because last year, there was a few things that had to play a part in these games. The first game, we just beat them up. They didn't really get a chance. Had they not blocked that kick, they would have got shut out. The Thursday night game, it was supposed to be 28-3, but the refs got involved.
Like they always do.
And then, you know how the 49ers started in the first half of all games, the playoffs. And then in the second half, the Seahawks couldn't do nothing with us. So I don't think the Seahawks are, not in 1 year, I don't think they can do nothing with us.
And Mark, what are the chances of Geno coming out there and looking like he did again this year? I mean, I feel bad for Geno. He came in the league, a child of great expectation, and failed for a long time until he got to Seattle. I don't.
Geno, I think it was just 1 year. Geno ain't gonna be able to do nothing with the 49ers. He came in supposed to be better than RG3, and didn't show too much promise. Yeah.
And he's got a problem coming up because, like, where we went, our rush was good last year, but not like it's going to be this year. Yeah, Geno is. I don't know what he's going to do. So I'm looking forward to that game. And Gene D, don't make us have to come look for you after that game. So this is going to be. It's one conference I'm not worried about. It's our conference. There's nothing in our conference that is worrisome. There really isn't.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the receivers that they pick up. I really don't care. I mean, we got some good additions in the secondary. I think they're just gonna be throwing it up all the time. They got nothing coming. We got safeties, we got corners.
They did pick up that kid in the draft that may add to what they
from Ohio State.
Yeah. I will respect Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf because that's tough duo. But you know what I really like? I like the fact that we got some guys in the secondary now that can deal with DK. If I could just get Ambry Thomas up to speed, damn it. Ambry Thomas got the speed, he's got the size. But Travaris, I don't want, but Travaris is a little lighter. We got this. Tyler Lockett.
Do we have anybody in the slot? I don't remember. Do we have anybody? Because they might put, they'll have DK outside, the rookie guy. Then they might have Lockett in the slot.
Remember,
do we have anybody that can nickel?
Isaiah Oliver, we picked him up from Atlanta.
Oh, yeah, that's a good
6 foot, knows how to play that position. So I ain't worried about the slot. You should be really confident. When we had the Shark, though, I used to love to ask after every Rams and Hawks game, hey, guys, is Tyler Lockett in this game? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's locked down. Oh, I forgot. The Sharks got him.
Oh, yeah.
Same with Cooper
He
Kupp
did
in
it
LA.
on Cup. Yeah.
Yeah.
He did come on Cup a few times, too.
But he finally lost a step, and he's probably injured when we played the Rams that year.
Yeah, he's still hurt.
So, So we're okay.
So, I was on social media the other day, and I seen the Rams media day. I guess it popped up on my feed. I could do nothing but laugh. These fans, these delusional fans in the comments talking about 11 and 6, 12 and 5. I'm just like, they have no idea what's about to happen.
One thing about us, and it's bothered me, Mark, down through the years, because I was like that. I was delusional. When we was Jimmy Sula and Chip Kelly and everybody, the realists would come in, Ronbo, man, we'll be lucky to win 5 games this year. What are you talking about? 5 games.
Yeah.
Look at that person. Listen, you know what? You listen to the networks too much. When they say things like the 49ers don't have any talent, look around you. Do you see that I was wrong?
Yeah.
There's 2 left shoes.
I was
We didn't have no
myself
talent.
in high school. Yeah, in high school, I would talk real good about the 49ers, even though we were just pissed poor of the team.
Man, Mark, they handed us our ass. Remember the league. There was a league record set against being able to run against the 49ers. That year before Kyle Shanahan took over, but teams were coming in.
2016.
Yeah, and guys would run over 100 yards with no issue or problem whatsoever. Just dashing, just gutting us. I said, man, there must be something we can do to stop this.
I remember when the Seahawks had, they still had Earl Thomas up in there. Man, they had beat us. Man, they just beat us. I look at them on the sideline smiling after it was a beatdown. I was like, man, this is going to change someday. Man.
I know that's all we could think of at that time. I mean, they had to pull Hawks off of us. They had to pull the Rams off of us. They had to pull the Cardinals off. But there was a time when every team in the league beat us into the basement, and we was down. You had to see a flashlight down in the basement to see us. I said, this is painful. Yeah. I don't know how long this is going to go on. Jed, man, do something. Remember these flying planes over Levi Stadium? Sell the team, Jed!
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Damn.
Yep. Remember in 2017, we did. I mean, we seen a little. When Kyle came in, I seen a promise. Some plays I see promise. So we'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll get there. I mean, we're down through that, but we got to get that Super Bowl. Now it's nothing about losing and losing inferior teams. Yeah. Stop it with the ways to lose at the end.
Yeah, I'm tired of what else. I just want to win. Give us a ring.
I'm penciling it now. Attention right now. Hey, Mark, always a pleasure, fam. I'll talk to you later. All right, look at your buddy Jalen in here today.
All right, Ronbo.
All right, fam.
All right.
Yeah. Those are some terrible years, weren't they? I still remember that. Speaking of Jalen.
Cliff got the boot. He's still chewing on that nasty goop. And Sean McVay play call like poop. It stinks, Ronbo. In case you haven't noticed, I saw on one of Grant's videos earlier that Kirk Cousins is going to be a free agent next season. And, of course, the media has been dancing around Kyle Shanahan and him flirting with one another. I'm letting you know right now, if we sign Kirk Cousins next season, Ronbo, I'm going to really, really be upset.
Don't even worry about it. Kirk Cousins is not coming to San Francisco next year. You know how the 49ers ain't. Kirk Cousins is used to getting huge money. He ain't getting no huge money in San Francisco. Wherever Kirk goes, somebody's going to open up a checkbook and act a fool and pay him whatever he asks for. Those days, he ain't coming here. Guaranteed.
Yeah, Ronbo, he also had a video where he was ranking the head coaches that the 49ers had, I think, since like 1980. Of course, you know, he had Bill Walsh at one.
Mm-hmm.
What surprised me is that he had John Harbaugh. He had Harbaugh at 4, and he had Kyle Shanahan at 5.
Who was 2 and 3? I mean, Walsh, Seifert.
Yeah, Seifert, and then there was another guy, the dude that I think that coached Garcia. Who coached Garcia?
Oh shit. And
It was one dude. He said he didn't have a losing season. I forgot his name, but
did Mooch?
he went like 40 and he went like 30 and 19, something like that. He was only there for like 4 seasons, but he had a good record.
Did Mooch?
He never made it to an NFC championship though.
Maybe they're talking about Mooch. 1, 2,
Yeah,
3.
they had him in front of. They had a couple people in front of Kyle. They had like 4 people in front of him.
You know, I don't know if I could see Kyle might be 1, 2, 3. Kyle should actually be 4. If I look at Harbaugh, I might put Harbaugh at number 3, and then Kyle, because Kyle, I don't know. That's a hard call to make for me, because Harbaugh didn't really do a lot more than Kyle did. But
he also didn't have any losing. He didn't have any losing seasons though, Ronbo. And he also
yeah, but you know, but he had like McVay's situation. The team was already prefab made. All he had to do was resurrect it, right? So you know, because like I mean, that was McLuhan had already built that team. The coach we had before, the guy that was yelling and screaming all the time, had Vernon out there crying. You know that. All Harbaugh had to do was come in and put the X's and O's in order, and we were going to win. So, you know.
They also they did a quarterback list too. Of course, you know they had Joe at 1.
Yeah.
They had Steve at 2.
Yeah.
At 3 they had Jeff Garcia.
Yeah.
At 4 they had Alex Smith, and then at 5 they had Jimmy G.
Yeah.
No. Wait, Rombo. I think they actually had. I think they had Colin at 4. I think Colin was ahead of Smith actually.
Yeah, because he beat him out.
Yeah, I think it was Colin, Smith, then Jimmy.
Yeah, I was gonna say because actually we've won more. Smith, Jimmy's probably, as far as stats go, maybe ahead of Alex.
Yeah, but they was just saying that that Jimmy he's just mediocre. They was just saying Jimmy's play more mediocre. You know? Yeah,
well, you know, you got more dynamic play from Colin. In fact, if you're going to go by dynamic play, Colin's probably number 3. But then he fell off the cliff, though. And, you know, if you look at the entire body of work, Jimmy left town with one of the winningest records in 49 quarterback history. But still, again, it's about the talent involved on the team as well.
Wasn't Jeff Garcia a Pro Bowler?
Yeah, he was. He was the last Pro Bowler we had.
Yeah, so it's the last Pro Bowler we've had. So, I mean, I understand why
he's got to be number 3.
Number 3. Yeah, that's why I said, I mean, and then if we were talking about between – I understand Collins, those 2 years that he was with
Harbaugh.
He was with Tom Sula. No, those last 2 years. Even his last year, he wasn't that bad, Rumbo. His last year he played with Chip Kelly. His stats actually weren't that bad. But those 2 years that he played with Tom Sula, Rumbo, it really destroyed his career. Like
it did. Lost
really
to Blaine
did.
Gabbert. Got benched. Yeah,
I mean,
you know what the game that really destroyed him? I think his confidence. Remember that
it was
game
the
against the
Cardinals
Cardinals?
game.
Yeah.
Yep. He threw like 3
that.
pick six. I'm not gonna forget it, Rombo. Trust me.
In a row.
Yeah. But I mean, Rombo, bad coaching can lead to bad quarterback play, no matter how good you are as a quarterback. Look at what Nathaniel Hackett did to Russell Wilson. Look at what Brian Daboll can do with Daniel Jones. You see what good coaching can do with a mediocre quarterback. You see what bad coaching can do with a good quarterback. So I mean, I don't blame Colin on his fall off, Rumble. I mean, I think any quarterback would have looked bad under Tom Sula. Dude was A maniac.
And
He
Greg
lost
Roman.
damn it, he lost to Johnny Manziel. Now that's something right there.
You know, but look where Manziel is now. I mean,
I don't
but
know where
who's
he is.
who
Probably
was coaching
in the
him?
crack house.
Kyle was coaching
Shanahan,
that year.
yeah, he was. Yeah. But God knows the Browns wasn't doing Ronbo. How well did he coach Johnny though?
Bad
Where
enough
is he
that
now?
Kyle said he quit. Kyle quit because of Manziel. He didn't want to draft Manziel. Do you know that he was going after Jimmy that year? And he got
they did come out in 2014. They both did come out that year.
And he got overruled, and they picked Money Manziel.
Wow. I did not know that.
And so Kyle,
I would have thought that he would have won a
season,
car.
Yeah, so
Because Carr came out 2014 too.
Carr, that's right. Anyway, Shannon left the following year, so y'all ain't listen to me, so ain't no point in me staying here. I'm out. And he left and went to Atlanta and did a number with the Falcons.
So, Ronbo, you remember a couple calls ago, me and you were talking, and we were talking about Trey Lance, and you were telling me that that Kyle already had it like predetermined that Trey was gonna sit a year.
Mm-hmm.
Can you ask me who you know that's been taken in the top 3, Ronbo? Not in the first round. Who's been taken in the top 3, and if it wasn't due to injury, did not start their first year as a rookie? Can you think of anyone?
Yeah, because Jordan Love he wasn't in the top 3.
No, Ronbo, that was a late first round pick.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, Ronbo, if you're a top 3 pick, you're not just a starter. You're a Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
I
That's why you got
don't
picked
know
that
why
high.
you would draft somebody at 3 and you plan to sit him. That doesn't make sense. You don't draft somebody at 3 and sit him a year.
Yeah, just go ahead and make the trade and bring him in. Well, the circumstances were such as that a lot of teams that trade for the first 3 rounds, first 4 or 5 rounds, the first 4 picks in a draft in the first round. Usually they're a team that's on the build. So, you bring him in, and he's got to work it in with the other rookies and other youngsters. The 49ers were already in a position to win the Super Bowl, right? That will always make a decision a little difficult because now the guys on the team are going to say, Coach, we got to train him and go to the Super Bowl. What are we going to do?
Yeah.
So, Shannon can't.
Ronbo, it's like you going with your teenage friends to go play basketball, and your mom tells you bring your 5-year-old
little brother.
It's like, man, come on, man. It's like he ain't gonna be able to keep up with it. It's like, why is he here?
And then you be yelling, hey, but my mom's made me bring him in. Come on, man, just let him play a few minutes, okay? Don't he ain't gonna hurt nobody,
Just dribbling the ball into his nose, falling all over the place. Jesus Christ, Ronbo.
So that was the problem.
I mean, I think barring injury, Ronbo Trey, his back's against the wall. His back is definitely against the wall. If he has an injury, Ronbo, if he gets hurt, there is no we have to give him another chance. If he gets hurt again, he's officially injury prone. Nobody's gonna give Trey Lance another year if he gets hurt again. Let's be real.
Not only that,
let's
he's
be
in the
real.
same bag as Javon Kinlaw because the 49ers are through. It's a hard business. It's cold-blooded. Trey. I get hurt. You draft me in the first round. I can't get healthy. I got to go. Y'all can't give me another year. It's just like, oh, poor guy.
I don't want him to be the quarterback version of Jalen. What was this? Jalen Hurd, Ronbo. The talent was there. Just he couldn't get on the field. Jalen Hurd, that wide receiver from Baylor.
Yeah.
I mean, Ronbo, I
think
really
there's a story
hope
like that every year. Guys come in with great expectations. They can't get off the injury. It's usually serious. You look at Chase over with the Commanders.
And the Commanders, they talking about trading him, Ronbo.
They're serious. They're not
That's
picking
crazy.
up his 5th-year option.
That's crazy. Didn't he win the Heisman? Wasn't he like a Heisman runner-up or something?
Dude is he's one of the most menacing.
And he gave Trent Williams a little problem in that game we played him in 2020.
Extremely athletic, and can cover, and kill from the edge. Oh man, dude is bad. I mean, Chase Young is just a tough guy.
You see what injuries can do things to you, Ronbo.
I feel bad for him.
And not just like, oh shit. One more thing, it's not just those simple nicks and knacks, Ronbo. It be those breaks and those tears. Those are the ones that that change how you play, Ronbo. Like, you don't put your foot in the ground the same anymore. You can't cut the same way you used to. A strained ankle, strained shoulder, you're probably not going to be as, nursing that injury. But when you tear something or break a bone, Ronbo, puts you down for months. That gets in your head. And I really hope that don't affect Trey, as well as him trying to learn the NFL. He's trying to get over an injury while learning the NFL, while trying to be a good quarterback for a Super Bowl ready team. That's a lot of pressure. A lot. And he didn't ask for it. But at the end of the day, we still the kings of the West. Kyle and Nee need a 2-year rest. And Gene D and Rudy can keep on crying because the 49ers is going to be the best. Let's not forget, y'all. Say it all the time. His first game on national TV, Nick Mullins beat the Raiders. Yeah. Everybody saw it. This wasn't just some games you could catch in L.A. if you were near or if you were in the area. No, this is a primetime game. Meaning people in Mexico saw it. Asia, Hong Kong, damn it, Skull Island. Kong told me about it when he was fighting Godzilla. He saw the damn fight. He saw the game. It was amazing, y'all. It was amazing.
Remote regions on the African continent, little kids wearing them Rams jerseys, because they send them all around the world. The kids that don't have any clothes, jumping up and down because the 49ers just beat the Raiders. beat the Raiders.
Bruce Wayne watched it in the back cave, y'all. Bruce Wayne saw it in Gotham. Damn it, everybody saw that game. Let me get up out of here, Ronbo.
All right. Yeah, I'll be back Friday looking for you. All right, fam. Have a good night. Raiders, boy. They parked in the stands. You see him speckled all over Levi. They came to see a beat down of the 49ers. Nick Mullins on the field. We ain't got nothing to worry about. Bam! Sound like a car accident on the field. Hey, yo, J-Dog.
Yo, Ronbo, what's good, brother? How you been, bro? What's going on?
All pumped up, man. George Kittle's making his tour, making me laugh. You know what I mean? It's just a good time. I'm telling you, man.
Man. Yeah, it's always good times when you rolling with the good guys, when you rolling with the SF, the red and gold, dead to you cold. This is J-Dog on Ronbo Sports. Shout out to Production. Shout out to Ronbo Sports. Please hit that like and subscribe. Boston in the house. And I am the president of the Kyle Shanahan I Hate You fan club. And it's not personal. I appreciate Ronbo Sports for giving me the platform to let it out a little bit. I need to let it out a little bit because I thought it's going to be thick at next level. And I appreciate you, Ronbo. If you just want to sit back for just a tad bit,
I'm already comfortable.
Nice fine cognac. Sip on that nice fine cognac that I know you got right under the desk, Ronbo. And let me give you a visual.
Single malt liquor.
Let me give you a nightmare. I'm going to give you this, Ronbo.
Yes.
Week 1, Pittsburgh, Niners in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you T.J. Watt against Colton McKivitz. How you feel about that? And it's all because Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan, Ronbo, I never wanted him here in the first place, but I'm not really trying to go hard at you, Kyle Shanahan. It's just for the simple fact that you got 4 quarterbacks killed last year. You don't want to adjust the right side. You don't want to get me a dog at right tackle or right guard. And I can't stand that me, a 49er fan for over 35 years. I ain't going nowhere. But at the end of the day, I'm looking at this week 1 game. We need to get off the blocks rolling. And now, T.J. Watt, give me an over and under a T.J. Watt sack against Colt McKivitz. Are you kidding me? You're going to start the year. We're ready to go, Kyle Shanahan. We are ready to go. We got a championship roster with a core that's been here. We've been here. We know what to do and everything. But you want to go into this season after you just got quarterbacks killed all last year. And that's basically through your whole tenure, if you want to be real with it. But guess what? Colt McKivitz, T.J. Watt, week 1. Are you kidding me? Get me a dog at right tackle. There's got to be somebody at right guard or right tackle that can give me something. I'm sick of it, Ronbo. And I want the Kyle Shanahan supporters, the guys with the Stevie Wonder glasses that don't want to speak the facts. Speak the facts. Trey Lance, you don't protect him. You like Brock Purdy, he does anything, you don't protect him. You like Jimmy G, you got paperwork on Jimmy G, got paperwork on you or something, and you don't want to move on from Jimmy G, and then you want to move on from him, and then you want to bring him back, and then you want to fit him in, and you don't protect him. The Kyle Shanahan supporters, speak up. Come on, Ronbo Sports, shout out to Productions, Boston in the mother effing house. Speak up. Speak the facts on Ronbo Sports. The Godfather, Ronbo of the 49ers. Speak the facts. Hold your man's feet to the fire. Kyle Shanahan, protect your quarterback. Protect your investment. We're about to go into another year, and guess what? Teams are getting better. The Eagles look like the Philadelphia Georgia Bulldogs. You know, they got an all-star team. We got to deal with them, too. The Cowboys are getting better. We got to deal with them, too. The Seahawks are getting better. We got to deal with them, too. Come on, man. We're ready to go. I'm sick and tired of this. And I hate to get like this because the season ain't even start. So what I got to do, Kyle Shanahan? Go to the emergency room? Do somebody got to call 911 from J-Dog, from Boston in the house? Because you won't protect the quarterback. And the thing about it that makes me mad the most is because, like I said, I've been a fan for over 35 years, and I know what's going to happen. Somebody's going to get hurt because you got Colt McKivitz, for goddamn it, against T.J. Watt week 1. Open your eyes, faithful. Hold this man to the fire. It's T.J. Watt against Colt McKivitz. And I'm sorry, Ronbo. I'm sorry.
No need to apologize.
I'm sorry, Ronbo. I didn't mean to get like that. But I was just thinking, man. I'm just thinking, man, because you know, after you go through a monumental, historic ending to the season like we did,
fail.
I'm looking at all these bandwagon. J-Dog, I'm in Boston right now. I'm rolling the Boston streets. You know what I mean? Looking for some good food right now. You know what I mean? And everything. But not even that. I'm looking at the facts that we had all these quarterbacks go down, and over his whole tenure with the 49ers, he's always neglected this right side. We knew McGlinchey was trash. The right side, you go on Brunskill, you go on all these Hammondades, all these fly-by-night guards and tackles. Get a dog to compliment Trent Williams. I don't need another Trent Williams on the right side. I just need somebody that's going to push back. And it's been our Achilles heel, and I'm sick and tired of it, and I can't let it go. I can't. I'm too invested. I'm saying it again. I've been a fan for over 35 years. I love this team. And I ain't going nowhere. But Kyle Shanahan, I'm telling you right now, we need to get off the gates rolling. Rolling. And I'm going to tell you this. If we don't, I need the Kyle Shanahan, Stevie Wonder, the guys that don't want to see it and they know they see it, I need them to hold his feet to the fire. Put him on the hot seat. I already got him on the J-Dog in Boston. He's on the hot seat in Boston. Put him on the hot seat for the faithful, for the empire. This guy ain't Bill Walsh. This guy ain't George Stephen. Give me a break. You're a 49er fan. If you're a 45, we don't hang up NFC championships. Okay? We don't do none of that. We know what it takes. We've seen the apex of offense. We know Jerry Rice. We know Roger Craig. We know Joe Montana, Steve Young, Bill Walsh, George Seifert, T.O. What can Kyle Shanahan tell you? Know who you are. Hold this man accountable, man. And he's got us handcuffed because his ego is so large. I'm sick of it, and I can't even believe I'm like this. And the season hasn't even started yet, but I got nightmares of T.J. Watt with 4 sacks and getting our quarterback killed, and then here we go again. When will the Kyle Shanahan supporters show up on Ronbo Sports and speak the facts? Admit it. Yeah, he can design a play like nobody's business, but can you protect the quarterback? What difference does it make if you get a guy wide open if you can't protect the quarterback? Ronbo, I'm sorry, brother.
No.
Again, I apologize.
J-Dog,
Boston in the mother effing house. Shout out to production, Ronbo Sports, the chat, the faithful worldwide, because we're one of those fan bases that's worldwide. Shout out. And I can't find no food now, so I'm mad in Boston. But I love you, Ronbo, man. I just want to thank you for giving me the
feeling is
platform,
mutual.
man. Yeah, man. You're the man for what you do, man. There's a lot of content out here, and it's all positive. And everything, it's not personal. It's not personal. I love Kyle Shanahan, the person, but as the coach of the 49ers, I need more. We're not some rinky-dink organization. It's not San Francisco 49ers.
Damn right.
And you can't tell me nothing about offense.
Amen.
And that's that. That's a fact.
J-Dog, I just want to make it, just say something easy a little bit, is Pickett is playing for the Steelers. I got a feeling with the defense we got, he's going to be under siege for the whole 4 quarters too. So I don't know. Let's see who wins that one. Right?
Well, you know how we do. We always play to the competition sometimes, right? Because
hopefully we don't do that.
And another thing that I wanted to say is what another people are not thinking about, because I always like to think outside the box, and I'll be real quick.
Okay.
We know offensively, Kyle Shanahan has tiny little balls. Okay, the 4th and 1 is the 4th and 3. He's kicking a field goal. So what did he do in the draft? He got the best kick in the draft. So now he has an excuse not to go for it on 4th and short. You know, now he has an excuse not to put his balls on the table. And I already knew that. I saw it in Atlanta. But guess what? Now, faithful, and I love all the faithful, the real American team, the San Francisco 49ers, the best fans and the most historic players that have ever played this game, I need you to really, don't go by what I said. Just look at things objectively. If you are of my age, hell, if you are a fan of 20 years, Kyle Shanahan can't tell you a goddamn thing about offense. Nothing. And this razzle-dazzle, first and goal, you're running reverses and all that, give me a break. Run the ball. Get Jordan Mason some burn. Get Danny Gray some burn. Get these guys going that we need. We need these guys. Let's go. And I apologize because, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just love.
No, I'm here for you. I want you to get that off your chest. We really appreciate that. It's a bonding thing. It's cool. Listen, J-Dog, we're out of time now, though. J-Dog, can you bring some more back Friday, will you? And I'm telling you, all good. Because I didn't hear one thing that was wrong.
And I know you, Ronbo, because you one thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna keep it 100. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And so I appreciate you listening to me and Productive for giving me the platform as yourself, and the Faithful for just dealing with me. You know what I mean? Yeah, I had a little bit to sip, but I'm okay. You know what I mean? And the thing about it is it's all about just looking at things the way they are, man. And I know I'm out of time, and I love you guys. I love you guys.
And back at you,
Boston and the mother effing house. Peace, Ronbo. Ronbo Sports in the chat. Love you. Peace from Boston, bro.
Peace. J-Dog, I'm looking for you as soon as possible. Just coming up Friday, all right? Have a good night. Hope you find some food,
I'm gonna try.
All right, J-Dog. Getting late on the East Coast. All right, fam. Like J-Dog. J-Dog, the Rev, Papa Dragon, and then there's Tony. Tony, I know you were just loving that. Go ahead. You're going to say shout out to J-Dog, aren't you?
Shout out to Dave. You just get inside, just enjoying the sun outside. Yeah. Well, he's got a point, hasn't he?
Several.
I mean, the only thing that worries me, Ronbo, is, you guys, Jalen was talking about all the coaches, first, second, third. I mean, Seaford never went less than 10 games. Never. And when they sacked him, he went 12-4.
Yeah,
right?
That's
but,
really. Yeah.
And when Kyle goes 12-4, everyone calls him a genius, but he hasn't won a Super Bowl yet. Seaford at least won 2 Super Bowls. But the only thing that worries me with Brock is if they put him out there too early, and 2, the Eagles have already set the template. Are they going to? Every team is going to look at that game. Everyone's going to try it at least, right? They're going to try it. Are they going to put 9 guys across the front of the line there, like they were doing with us? against Brock?
They have to try. I don't see
They have
any.
to try.
Yeah, they're going to have to try that. Yeah, yeah.
And if he gets injured, they're putting out too early.
Tony, though, you know
I
what?
mean,
Though?
I would disperse that bullshit 9 guys across the line, but I would like to have Lance there because he's got the arm for it. Right? Because this is what I would do if I was. You could just picture it, and you can pick the routes. Right? I'm going to tell you the setup. There's 9 guys. We've got Lance in the middle, in the shotgun. Right? We've got Debo on one side of Lance, Mason on the other side. Got Ayuk and Gray out on one corner, and McCaffrey on the other, and Kittle's going to obviously run up the middle, right? Who's going to run the ball? Like they're going to look at the setup. You got Lance, Mason, and Debo. They can all run the ball. Lance can do a fake, or hand it off to one of them, or break out to one side. And I guarantee you, Ayuk or Danny Gray or Christian McCaffrey or Kittle, one of them's going to be open.
Yeah.
And when you've got 9 guys lined up like that, if you hit Danny Gray or Ayuk, or especially McCaffrey, because he's got a bit of yak in him as well, that's a touchdown.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If they stack that box like that, all we're going to do is run a quick bubble screen. I mean, it's not. Debo is one of the best in the league at running that slant. The ball's going to be. They're going to be rushing it air. So if they commit and it's clear what they're going to do, they're going to get burned on that one, though, Tony. You can counter that rather easily with this team because now they know what they're doing.
The other thing is, I was thinking about how Kyle threw Purdy under the bus and said he should have stepped up in the pocket.
Yeah.
Purdy will step up in the pocket if he can see over the top of the players.
Yeah.
How are you going to step up in the pocket? Just imagine yourself as a quarterback. How are you going to step up over the pocket if you can't see it over the top of these big Neanderthals
in front of him? From the vision on the screen, though, he could have. I think Purdy saw Ayuk so wide open, he had forgot where he was. He could have stepped up, if for no other reason but to give himself time.
He might have been able to, but because these guys are so huge, right? I mean, Trey Lance is taller.
True.
Right? But because these guys are so huge, if he runs through that hole, all he could see is a hole, like a tunnel, like a train tunnel, right?
And guys moving at 100
and he
miles
runs
an
through that hole. You don't know when you come out of that train tunnel if there's someone coming at you, because as soon as you take off, the linebackers or maybe one of the DBs sees you coming through, and you can't see what's coming from either side of you, and all of a sudden, boom, you get slammed from the side. But you thought there was a clean hole there.
Mm-hmm. Any number of things. Any number of things probably took place in his mind during the course of that play. You know what, though? I still attribute a lot of what Brock did last season as far as little errors. He only had 8 weeks of football. That's why
he had 8 weeks of He had 8 weeks of football. The other thing that worries me, Ronbo, it goes back to 2017 with Jimmy G.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I think it was the Panthers. I'm not sure, but in that 5-game winning streak, Jimmy put 44 points on them.
Yeah.
And they went off into the playoffs. All right?
Yeah.
So Kyle has already been, this is what worries me, Kyle has already been in Brock's ear and roboticized him already, because at the press conference, he said, oh, yeah, I've got to do a little bit of less of that, in the game.
Yeah.
No, you don't, because we were getting 32 points a game because you were ad-libbing and going off script. His best plays were off script.
Yeah.
And this guy still gets in his ear, now when we start the season, you're going to do as I say, buddy.
Yeah. Kyle's got to stop going public with that kind of conversation. That should be between him and the quarterback. He just doesn't. Kyle needs to clear his name. He feels the need to clear his name. If something goes south out on the field, now even if things are positive results, Kyle's still saying,
Look at the
Kyle, what are you talking about?
Look at the difference between Kyle and Bill Walsh as philosophy on picking quarterbacks. Right? Bill Walsh's philosophy was completely different to Kyle's. Bill Walsh was saying that how I pick a quarterback, the quarterback has to be able, under pressure, to go off script and come up with a play in big games under pressure and save the day. Could you imagine saying that to Kyle?
No. And that's good for the quarterback, too, because he can exercise his mind all the time, learn from experiences. And what does it translate to him? How do you do? What's your next move? You know, if you're not going to do that, if, like you're saying, you're handcuffed to stick to the script, that's not.
And to your point, right, the quarterback under Bill Walsh's philosophy expands his repertoire. He knows that if he sees that play that he got away from last time, he can do it again.
Yes.
Right? Yes, I will take your script and I will try my very, very best to get it to the person that you have called the play on. But if I'm under fire, right, bullets are flying at me.
I got to go for
what
what
do you want me to do? Run straight into them?
That's why last year, and that's when you heard Jimmy finally said something when he was yelling, "This play sucks" as he comes off the field, and then later on in the press conference,
your play calling sucks, man. 3 months later, he was gone.
Yeah, and also that little thing he said during that press conference. Yeah, sometimes I think we should do more of that. And that was it. Kyle, did you hear Jimmy's remarks about I said, Kyle, if you got a quarterback you believe in, let him play.
As far as George Kittle goes, I watched a podcast with Kittle on it. Kittle needs to shut the F up a little bit, mate.
Yeah,
because he was going through Kyle's playbook and calling the play by play, and he goes, this particular play, what we do is we get three downs, 2 yards per play. Yeah. And the way Kyle sets it up, blah, 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 this, and then comes a 70-yard touchdown. And I'm thinking to myself, bro, what are you doing? Yeah, shut up.
George will never say anything negative about anybody on the team. Don't even got to go. We're running over time. J-Dog took it all the time tonight. Listen, we're going to go, and I can't wait to see you Friday, okay? But good stuff. You always make good points, so.
All right, brother. Shout out to Ellis, Big Show, Big Papa Dragon, and the rest of the crew and the Empire, and see you in the next chapter, brother.
All right, Tony. Appreciate you, fam. See you Friday.
All right, mate. Cheers.
Cheers. Well, it's a big show.
What's up, Ronbo?
Show, man, just, as we get closer to that time. 3 weeks from now, we'll be sitting, okay, it's almost time. Get back in camp, and we're rolling. Oh, it's going to be set forever waiting these next 3 weeks. But, show, tonight, as I said, I'm all ignited because the fact that George Kittle, as he does his annual tour, always just be worked up. And then you got Brian Baldinger. Yeah, I see, he talks, the Chiefs, they took them. They gave the 49ers all they could take in last year's playoff game. And that game, they were right there. They were driving for the 20-yard line, and they were getting ready to go. Brian, oh, my God, what are you saying? You can't come up with a conclusion from that game that they're going to just come and beat the 49ers up this year. But that's me. But what are you thinking about that? And also, some of the guys that don't get enough love on our team, they could play for other teams, and they'd probably start. We haven't touched upon that tonight. But, Show, go ahead. Start wherever you want.
Well, before I get to George Kittle's point, I'm going to piggyback off where Jalen left off regarding Kirk Cousins. Ronbo, Kyle Shanahan will sacrifice one of his kids to either Phillip Rivers or Angelina Jolie to get Kirk Cousins over here to play for him, just so they can add a kid to their collection.
It's a frightening thought.
He's been, you can tell on his face that he really wants Kirk Cousins badly. You can tell on the sidelines every game, and he's mumbling to himself in his mouth, "Oh, Kirk Cousins."
You read that on his lips, did you?
Yes, you don't have to read it on his lips. You know he wants him.
No, he did. They had to talk him into keeping Jimmy that year. I remember that because Kyle was going after Kirk the following year, which he was going to come up dry because Snead was not about to deal with Kyle. He hates Kyle and his dad, and maybe his wife and mom and everybody else. Yeah.
I think there's a 50-50 shot we get him next year, regardless of the outcome of this year. And one of three things is going to have to happen. For that to happen, either one, the quarterback's going to get hurt, which is almost 90% likely going to happen. And number two, Brock Purdy doesn't play up to his expectations like he did the last 8 games he started.
Yeah.
And number three, all 3 quarterbacks go down again.
Oh, show. I mean.
So,
that's too much. God. I mean, we've seen it happen, I know. But come on, Joe, don't speak it into existence. That's not happening.
And to pick up where George Kittle said earlier today about us winning multiple games and going back to the championship, 2 things have to happen. Brock Purdy has to replicate what he did the 8 games he started, which I highly doubt he's going to do right off the bat because we don't know how he's going to look right after that injury. And just because he had one good season the previous year doesn't mean it's going to carry over to next year.
Not necessarily. That's true. You still know what to really
expect.
And
number 2, that right side of the offensive line has to hold up. I don't care what anybody says. I'm still concerned about that. I don't really trust Colin McKivitz as right tackle.
Well, protection, actually, he's probably better than Mike at protection. But run
that's
blocking,
where J-Dog is absolutely correct. Is that protection has to hold up.
Yeah, but we run the ball a lot, right? So if he can't spring the runner, a lot like McGlinchey did, because McGlinchey was one of the best in the game, actually. He just couldn't protect. But run blocking, he could road grade all day. So if we can't run, it sort of stymies us too. There's no middle ground here where you can be satisfied or happy. So McKivitz, I don't know. Does there exist a tackle that can both run block really well? Oh, well, Trent Williams. I forgot. Well, you know what you put on the right side? Because anybody that's that good is playing the left side. We can pay more money.
Speaking of Trent, God forbid he go down. We're screwed. We're done.
Oh, he's went down the last 2 years, at least for a couple of games. Trent's, you know what? We don't talk about it, but Trent misses games. It's a scary time.
And it's a 90% likely chance, I would say, Kirk Cousins is our starting quarterback in 2024. Because let's be honest with ourselves, Kyle is not married to any of these quarterbacks right now in this room currently. He's not. Why do you think there's an open competition right now?
Well, there's not really. I mean, for the number two position, but I mean, they've already anointed Brock the guy. So it's if he's healthy, he goes.
Yeah. And if he plays like poo, then enter Kirk Cousins 2024.
Yeah, then you're going to force decisions in. So, yeah, you're right. He cannot lay an egg this next year's season. So he's got to his trajectory's still got to go up. If it goes down, then you're going to see either Trey's going to come running out on the field or, of course, Sam.
Darnold.
So I don't know. I mean, it's hard to even speculate on that situation. I can't imagine what's going to happen. There's so many scenarios, Joe. I can't imagine.
And if Kyle doesn't get his way next season, one of 3 things is going to happen. If one of the quarterbacks goes down, you can say, F it, I'm hanging it up with the 49ers and going elsewhere and signing Kirk Cousins, or we're going to tank for Caleb Williams, or he's going to sign Kirk Cousins.
You know, you and I have talked about that away from the crowd. I thought I saw it last year coming, that Kyle would say, I think I've done all I can do here, and I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to somebody.
Injuries have got to be exhausting him. Yeah. They really do. These injuries have got to be exhausting him, and they make him look bad, and it's going to be frustrating not knowing who your quarterback is going into next season. and you finally have the guy who you've been wanting since you got here, finally a free agent next year. And if you don't get him and have your way, then see ya. I'll go elsewhere and sign him.
And so, you know, it's equally frustrating for me. Okay, Kyle has his faults. Now, the next guy, you allocated or advocated for Kyle's dismissal as well. And who would you bring in that you think we'd be doing okay with? I mean, Steve Wilkes.
That's not my job to decide that. I don't know, honestly.
See, these are the things that keep me awake. See, you know, if all of a sudden we return to Jimmy Tom Sula days and Chip Kelly.
We will not do that. We will not do that.
The thing is, the team, because if Kyle leaves, it's going to be instantly rebuild. I got a feeling, right? So now, because the guys on the team
we're actually getting close to that, believe it or not. I mean, look at how old Kittle is. Look at how old Trent Williams is. He's contemplating retirement this year.
Well, they're going to
look at how old
a left tackle next year. I suspect George Kittle's.
I believe that too.
Grant Cohn could be onto something by saying George Kittle will not finish his contract at San Francisco. I'm going to be sick if that takes place.
He has a home in Nashville, so.
Well, they're trying
and look at Ron Catherine. He's over there in Nashville too. So
they're trying to find a replacement now. That's why you look at Latu, you look at this guy, you look at that guy. These guys, the 49ers are no longer fooling around with tight ends. They didn't even look for a second level tight end. They went and got the Bama. You went to Bama for a tight end. What's the other guy? Michigan.
And Oklahoma.
Yeah, I mean those are serious picks. So they know George's time is coming, or else he's going to ask for more money they want to pay him.
So, I mean, those are the things that are going to have to happen if we're going to be winning multiple games this year and end up in the NFCC game again. The quarterback has to stay upright, and the offensive line has to protect him very well on the right side. If Cole McKivitz doesn't work out, God forbid, if Cole McKivitz doesn't work out the first few weeks, I really hope they look into free agency during the deadline this year and look for a better right tackle and trade for one.
Yeah, I don't know. We got a couple of guys in camp. I think they'd probably move in a Colts place. And then we're all going to be screaming really loud. Then, we're not going to go after another guy? Oh, Zakelj? And the first snap, oh, no.
It would be penalized.
What are we going to do now? And that's when we're going to start crying. I always start crying fast before everybody else when these things happen. I can't take it. Because you look at this team now, we're built for the kill. Now let's kill. I don't want to. Man.
I don't care what anybody says. Look out for Kirk next year. Be prepared for it.
Can he help though? I mean, seriously.
And one thing we can agree on is he stays healthy.
I know, right? That is amazing.
And he's thrown for 4,000 yards the past 5 seasons. And imagine him with Kyle Shanahan reunited. He's the only one that understands Kyle's offense. We wouldn't have to worry about a rookie. We wouldn't have to worry about Brock Purdy learning in a year or two, and so on and so forth, So just plug and play.
I'm just amazed with the fact that he never gets hurt. Kirk never gets hurt. And he's not a mobile quarterback. He's not escaping the pocket. I mean, he may run every now and then and freak you out, but he's not. He's standing there, and he's taking some vicious hits. Gets right up.
Shout out to Trey from PA. His cousin Kirk is gonna be reunited with Kyle. I really have no doubt about that. So
Trey's still on that too.
It's not what I want.
Still
it's not what I want. It's not about what I want, or it's what Kyle wants. That's what he's wanted all along. You could tell in his face. You could tell he wants Kirk.
Well,
he's not married to any of these quarterbacks here.
Well, I got to tell you though, if Kirk came in and started losing, Kyle will.
I highly doubt that. I mean, come on.
But I mean, the thing is, Kyle
he's been a Pro Bowler the past 3 seasons. He's been a Pro Bowler the past 3 seasons. He's been to 2 playoff games the past 3 seasons. Come on, he's not a loser.
No, he is in the playoffs. But again, it's who else who he's running with may have something to do with that as well. But you could have something.
Exactly.
You called some of these things right before, and I don't know. Maybe he is. I just can't imagine that. So
that's his boy, Ronbo. That's his true love right there.
Listen, I got to tell you though, what we all need to remember one thing. As long as we have Christian McCaffrey, I don't care who the quarterback is, his point differential is going to go up if you're a 25-point a game or 30-point a game guy, Christian McCaffrey's going to add 7 to 10 points to that. He is that kind of catalyst. So, I'm not, as long as Christian's running around, I'm okay.
One more point.
Oh, God.
One more point. Kirk has something these guys all be in this room don't have. It's a cannon firm arm. He's got a stronger arm than all of these guys in this room right now.
Actually, he does have a pretty good run. A throwing yeah.
So that's what's missing right now from Kyle's offense.
We're gonna find out, Joe. I don't want you to be
all
right. And I know you don't want to be right either. Sorry.
I
I'll see you Friday.
No. Take care. Shout out to everyone. Take care.
Night, Joe. Show's always good. Show's that guy that you're walking down the street and he hits you with the "you've been served." I mean, who are you? What is this? Hey, break. Show.
What's up, Ronbo? How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right until Show comes in and always leaves me feeling that. When your mom says you can't, when you're a kid, okay, I'm sorry, but you're not going to be able to go on that campus this weekend. Why? Because your father said we need to do this. Mom, you already made me promise a long time ago. And all of a sudden it gets dark around you. It can be the middle of the day, Oh, my God. Show is frightening. Break, are we getting Kirk Cousins next year?
No.
Thank you.
No.
I feel better already.
Okay, look, man. The Kirk Cousins thing's hilarious, man. This is brought up every single year throughout the season. His crush on Kirk Cousins. Okay, look, man. We've had opportunities to get Kirk Cousins. It's not like we couldn't have went out and got him. Plenty of times we could have made moves to get him. There's all kinds of ways you can go get a player if you really want that guy. It's never happened. It's not going to happen, man. That's just, I don't know what the hang up is with that. Maybe just because of the whole deal with Washington, him and RG3 and him draft. I don't know. Maybe that's it, but that's not happening, man. I mean, we don't need Kirk Cousins, man. We don't, that's not what I'm thinking. That's not the missing piece.
Yes.
That's not it. We really don't have a missing piece. It's staying healthy, and that's really it, man. We've been our own worst enemy. We don't have a player we need. We have everybody in house. This is a Super Bowl team. We just need to stay healthy and get through the season. And who's to say? Yeah, Kirk Cousins has been healthy, but the track record of Kyle Shanahan and our guys here have been hurting players. I mean, quarterbacks have got hurt here. It might be a fluke, but who's to say that Kirk Cousins doesn't come here and tears his ACL? So, I mean, we look at the guys that we've had before. They haven't been like injury prone guys. They just, Trey Lance was an injury prone guy. Brock Purdy played all 4 years in college without any major injury. So I don't know. I just, the Kirk Cousins thing, I just wish it would stop, man. I thought with Brock Purdy last year coming on and then Trey Lance having another shot, that's got to be dead. And here it comes again. So I don't want to hear that anymore, man. That's not what we need, man. Let's focus on what we got.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because it's not about that. You're so right. It's about those untimely injuries at exactly the wrong time. I can't
100%.
They broke his arm in that game. You could have broken his arm 3 or 4 weeks earlier, but no, you got to wait till the NFC CG, and now he breaks his arm. I said, what are the friggin' odds?
Insane, man. Unbelievable. Yeah, so you're right. The timing of the injuries are almost as bad as the injuries. It's just like really, and we were on a roll, man. I mean, I went back and started watching a few of those games during that stretch, and it was like we were putting up 35 points a game, unstoppable. Our defense was just out of control, right?
McCaffrey got rolling. Now, to the weapon we already had, McCaffrey's out there. He's a nitrous to push. I said, oh, my God. McCaffrey's going to get us right where we want to go. The announcers were saying that,
and again, with McCaffrey, too, man, we got him. We threw him in right away. We didn't have even time to get him acclimated to our system. We just threw him out there, and boom, there it goes. This year, you're going to have him for the whole offseason, and to gel with these people, it's going to be insane. And for all those people that say we gave up too much, how do you feel now? I mean, look at his stats, what he did. And to get a player like that what he is versus those draft picks where you don't. You just don't know what they're going to be.
Exactly.
I would do that 100 times out of 100, man. This is one of the best players. This is one of the best players in the league, 100%. And he's had some injuries, but hey, he played last year and he toted the rock a lot and he stayed healthy for the most part. So yeah, this guy's on another level, man. I love that dude. The great move and
he's the only guy who scored in the MCCG. Is it not ironic? I said, you know what, McCaffrey, out of all the misery out there, he refused to go down, and he finally made it in the end zone. I said, you know what, I need 3 McCaffreys, and I don't care who the damn quarterback is. We're winning.
I mean, he was begging Kyle. He was begging Kyle to put him behind center and let him play quarterback. I mean, that's the kind of guy he is. He just wants to win, man. He wants to at all costs, and that's the kind of guy you want in your team, man. So yeah, I mean, like I said, man, we don't really need to worry about Kirk Cousins or any of that. We just need to stay healthy and get through the season unscathed for the most part. And again, man, I'm feeling great about this squad. I think it's better than a lot of people think. I think we made better moves than people thought. I still can't believe we got that tackle, man. I mean,
Hargrave?
That's huge. I mean, I don't think people realize how big of a deal that is. That is, he could be a top 5, he could be a top 5 defensive lineman. I mean, he's that good. And you pair him with.
He is. Break, listen, here's the thing.
I mean,
DeForest Buckner was good, real good. But his numbers are pale in comparison to Javon Hargrave. So now you put him next to Eric Armstead, and you got Bosa on the other side. It really doesn't matter who else is on the field with him. That 3 right there, whomever's on the other side, that's why I don't worry so much about Drake Jackson.
Yeah,
because Drake could sit back and say, you guys look busy. I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna take your quarterback down. I mean, it's gonna be crazy.
You gotta slide that protection all over the place. I mean, they're gonna have a field day how they're lining up, man. They're gonna it's gonna be awesome, man. I could see our line, breaking a record for sacks next year, man. I mean, I think
yes.
And I said this a couple months ago. Watch out for Farrell, Cleveland Farrell. I think you get him in a new environment with a fresh start and Kusarek. Yep. I think you might see something with this guy that he's got a chip on his shoulder and he's got something to prove. And I think this guy's gonna be I think he's gonna be really good, man. I have a real good feeling about this guy. So this team is ready. I'm just. The only thing that I get really nervous about is the depth on our line, our O-line. We can't really afford any big injuries, and I was hoping we kind of make a little bit of a push to improve our depth there. Maybe there's still some plans. Maybe there's, maybe they know what they're doing there, but that's the only thing that kind of worries me. It's just that O-line depth.
Look at the depth, though. You look at they've been grooming Zakelj over the year. We picked up the guy from the Giants. What's his name? Anyway, he's got experience. Yeah. I don't know who's going to come in and play center. They've been trying to train up guys to play center. You cannot train a guy up in the off season that hasn't played center to play in Kyle Shanahan's offense with any effectiveness. It takes a minute. So
I think losing Brunskill was what really kind of hurt for me because he was kind of that guy that you didn't have to worry about when he went in there. He could play everything and he made me feel comfortable having him out there. And losing that guy, we don't have that guy right now that you can just plug in at center or guard, and we don't really have that. At least I don't know if we do. Well, so that losing him kind of hurt.
The guy, what's his name? The guy that played the
Feliciano?
Giants. Yeah, Feliciano's supposed to be that same kind
He's
of.
He's a little older.
Clock.
Yeah, I mean maybe. But I mean, maybe the guys that we've had drafted over the last few years are ready to take that step up. Yeah. But I mean, hopefully that's what they're banking on. That's what we're banking on. But that's the only, I think, weak link we have in our team. I feel good about our back end, our safeties, and our corners. I think Dominic Lenore is going to have a breakout season.
That's why I'm picking him.
He feels, I do. I like the safety we drafted. I think I don't care his combine numbers is, I think what brought him down in that draft, but it don't matter what your combine numbers is. If you're playing fast on the field and you're a ball hawk, who cares? Who cares? Watch the tape.
Yeah, because there's so many guys that go through the combine looking like Olympians and they don't play football that well. So I'm not worried about that. Yeah. He's already shown it.
Yeah.
So I'm
like I said, it was not a huge offseason splash type of thing, but I think it was way better than what we're getting credit for. And we addressed the needs that we really needed. The kicker, like I said, the safety, getting that, Hargrave, those were huge adds to a team that really didn't need anything.
Plugging the holes that everybody's always talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna and another thing too, Ayuk, watch out for him this year, man. I know that's the hot topic. Yep. I think this guy's we're gonna have a hard time paying him next year because this guy is gonna go off. I just have a feeling he's gonna put up like 1,300 or something and just blow people away.
Do when it's time to get paid, don't they?
That contract year, right? That contract year is a big one, but I think he's poised to blow up.
Rick, we got to go. Oh, always a pleasure to talk to you. I haven't talked to you in a while. I mean, appreciate you, fam. All right.
Yeah, good talking to you, Ronbo.
Thanks,
all right, Will. You have a good night.
You
right.
too.
See you.
Yeah, Show, I'm glad Break came when he did. I mean, Show, I was contemplating suicide. Show, you got to stop doing that. It's not as it's not that bad. We're not getting Kirk Cousins. Oh.
Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins. You there?
Hey, Brian.
Yeah. I am 49ers red and gold. I'm going to stay that way till I'm dead and cold. I'm waving that red and gold flag all the way from the Mid-South because the law says know your role and shut your mouth.
There's some confusion there. Brian, that's you there. Okay. Hey, when you call it, please hold. We take everybody as they've been waiting. Brian, I'm sorry.
Ronbo, what is the confusion, losing? What are we doing?
I like that rhyme. What is the confusion, losing? Question mark.
Why are we losing confusion? Why do we? Ronbo, why do we torture ourselves?
Blame Show. He came in with Kirk Cousins, scared everybody to death.
Let's review the Ronbo. Let's review the timeline. Let's review the can I review the timeline?
Go right
ahead. Let me take you back.
Okay.
All right. This whole mess. Okay. You remember the Aaron Rodgers talk?
Every year.
You remember every year Aaron Rodgers. I was like 49 people. Hey, faithful, stop it. Yeah. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
Green Bay's just gonna trade up and give Aaron Rodgers to us.
They didn't believe it until he said out of his mouth, "I am not going to San Francisco."
Yeah.
He's not. Then guess who's next? Lamar Jackson.
Yep. You left Tom Brady out though.
Wait a minute.
But go ahead.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Tom Brady. In between that, Tom Brady. Now Kirk Cousins, the king of the franchise. The king of the franchise tag.
Yeah, Your Honor, we need a side counsel. Listen, let's go ahead and just not get Kirk Cousins involved in this because we've got enough mess to deal with without adding that.
Ronbo, how are we even talking about Kirk Cousins? And we're scraping up pennies and we're scraping up pennies, nickels, and dimes to get ready. We got Ayuk to pay. We got
Nick,
arguably the best defensive player in the league.
Yeah.
We got to get the bag for them.
Yeah.
Now you talking about some Kirk Cousins? What has he done? What has he done? How many conference championships has he won? How many has he been to a Super Bowl? I'll wait.
These are fair questions. You've been waiting a long time.
What has he done?
Yeah.
What has he done? Now you're talking about bringing him in probably at the tail end of his career. He ain't no spring chicken.
No, and Brian, it'll happen for those who want him to come. And Show's not necessarily a person who wants Kirk Cousins here, but the people who want Kirk Cousins will say, well, Kirk will come in and take a team-friendly deal. I don't know why we always think that these guys are going to come and take TDLs, I mean, team-friendly deals, TFDs. They're not going to do it.
Ronbo, after getting he had a couple of guaranteed contracts,
blank checks
with the franchise that were fully
he filled them up,
fully guaranteed. You think he's gonna settle for anything less?
Is it?
He's practically stealing money from. Minnesota.
Oh, he did. He could be brought up on charges. You could take him to court for grand theft. You know.
I mean, stop it with the quarterback. Stop it.
Because
and
our problem is
really
not
gonna put
the quarterback.
He's really gonna put butts in seats.
Yeah.
He's really gonna put butts in seats.
No, he's gonna piss people off. Kirk Cousins isn't. Brian, do you think we need a quarterback? I mean, is a quarterback our issue? Is that why we're losing games? I mean, losing the big games?
No, I think no. Execution is what we lose.
Yes.
Execution is why we lose in big games.
You know,
Ronbo, we have a roster unlike nobody else in the league. With maybe, I would throw Kansas City, but Ronbo, nobody can stack as us. We got to perform. We got to jail.
And stop with the
we
mistakes
gotta come together
and the injuries.
Right. We got to stay
mistake.
healthy. As they say, Ronbo, the best ability is availability. You can't. I don't need you on the couch. I need you on the field.
Mm-hmm. Foot all raised up in the air with something wrapped around it.
I need you on the field producing. Remember, like I said, Ronbo, that window. I mean, that Super Bowl window. It's getting near closing time.
I know.
George Kittle's not getting younger. What's up with George Kittle? What? I came in late.
George's out on his annual tour where he goes all the networks and holds interviews and has people laughing.
Oh. I thought he might have crossed the line.
Well, some people do think George says too much, and normally George gets himself in trouble when they ask him about the quarterbacks, and I really wish they'd stop asking him about that. And he would have alluded to that in his interview. He says, this is like each and every year I'm answering questions about the quarterback. And he went on to say everybody's capable of being a quarterback, and I don't think that none of our quarterbacks are going to stop us from winning. We're still going to win.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. One thing, I mean, I'm gonna tell you, Ronbo, one or two or three things are gonna be for sure. If Trey Lance don't knock it over the fence, this will be his last year. This will be his last year.
And he cannot get hurt. And actually, Lynch said something about that.
He can't get hurt. If he can't get hurt, if he gets hurt, this will be his last year.
That's a lot of pressure. I gotta do better. I gotta beat Darnold out, and I gotta beat out Brock, and I can't get hurt. How old is he now? Is he 21? My God, he's under a lot of strain. He'll be 22 this year because I think he turned 21 last year. I think, right?
It's a shitty way, but we got to. Hey, Ronbo, we got to answer for giving up all those number ones, giving up those numbers. We got to hold account for giving up those number ones and the three. They hadn't cashed in yet.
Because look at Javon Kinlaw. He got his walking papers already. If he comes out there and has anything but a Pro Bowl performance, he is gone.
Yeah.
Mike McGlinchey, he got his walking papers last year, and he is gone. 49ers, I guess every team does that, though.
Yeah.
We picked you in the first round. Sorry, kid, you're getting paid too much for a first-round player, not giving us first-round stuff. It's a business, kid. You'll be okay.
Yeah, I know. It's a who's next business. If and week one against Pittsburgh, I'm concerned, but I'm not worried.
What are your concerns?
I'm concerned about their defense. But I'm not worried as overall. I think we still have a better roster than we do. They have a nice young.
Because Pittsburgh needs to worry about our defense as well,
though.
See, so I'm trying to understand that game too. I don't know what's going to happen there. I was confident. I'm starting to feel a little less now that people are talking about it.
Ronbo, we have a lot of best. I think we got the best D line in the league. I think we got the best front seven. Now, the back end might not match to the front end, but I think with our new defensive coordinator, he's going to bring it up where we're going to be dominant all three levels on defense. And offense, we just got to make plays, don't turn the ball over, and stay healthy. That's it. That's the formula. We got to stay healthy. We got a monster schedule, Ronbo. We got a monster schedule.
Oh,
We
and
do.
it's not the teams we're playing.
It gets worse.
It's how it's
It gets
arranged.
real-
Going through them time
Right.
zones.
It gets Ronbo. It gets worse after the bye week.
If that's-
After the bye week.
and it's not good before the bye week. They did this on purpose.
No. Right, yeah, we have Ronbo. We got Dallas and Pittsburgh. In the first 8 weeks, we have Dallas and Pittsburgh.
They kept the winning
I
franchise
can't
in
wait.
Super Bowl history all in a little clump. You know, Pittsburgh,
Oh, they
Dallas,
stacking it.
San
They
Francisco.
stacking it. They stacking it there. You know.
And
Then they
Dallas.
threw in the Rams. You know,
Yeah,
we
oh
got
yeah,
the-
well,
we
that's
got
a
the-
rest week.
you
You know, we get
we
better.
got the
when we play
got the
Rams.
Lambs.
Yeah.
You know, might well consider that off. That might well consider that an off week. Yeah, and for
You
them
know.
Cowboy fans, when we now I will say this now when I'm saying when we whoop that ass whenever we play the Cowboys, they don't ask for permission to go to the playoffs. No, I don't care.
You've
You
heard
don't beat
Michael
the
Parsons,
49ers.
right?
No, I don't care. You can go 12 and 4. You can go 12 and win your conference. No, you
Yeah.
can beat the 49ers
Yeah.
during the regular season. I'm sorry. No, you return to the scene. You return to the scene of the crime. Yeah. And Ronbo, one more thing. Why is it that ESPN always talking about Dak Prescott this and Dak Prescott that?
And he ain't did diddly squat. And that's why I love when Stephen A. gets on him.
Jack.
Talk to me about Dak Prescott has achieved what? Every year, they just talk it up. They just talk up. Oh, when you get the Cowboys
They
talking
already-
on the interviews before the games, they just
Ronbo,
sound
they
like, oh, the
already-
world beaters. And then they get in the game and they turn to what? You know? I love it.
Ronbo, they already talking about, well, he got 2 years left on his contract and talking about extension. I'm thinking, this man threw a leading interception. What, 11? He threw 11 picks. We snatched 2 of them.
Is it time for Dak to get an
And
extension?
y'all talking about extension? And you talking about extension? They were talking about extension.
I didn't even know it was time.
Yeah, he said he got 2 weeks. 2 weeks. No, he got 2 years left on his,
Well,
on
you know,
his
Michael
last
Parsons
deal.
called Dak and the whole offense out last year. I wonder how that's going to linger into the season. You know, because
Ronbo, the story. All you gotta do is look at the sideline. Look at the sideline. When they show the sideline, and you know when Kittle does his thing, and we get that running game going, and the defense show out there. Look on the sideline.
I can't wait.
Look on the sideline.
Brian,
Now the quarterback, if the coach for the Cowboys, if he don't get it right this year, he might be looking for another job.
No, he is, because they should have got Sean Payton anyway. But Brian, we got to roll, and always a pleasure. I'll see you Friday. I hope you got some time.
I'm gonna make time, Ronbo. But in the meantime,
all right.
time. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Shout out to the faithful. And shout out to production, as always.
Thanks, man.
And the law is out.
There he goes. Hey, Brian.
Well, Ronbo, all right. See you later. See you
All right,
Friday.
fam.
Yeah.
And Casey.
Shout out Ronbo.
Casey.
What's up, Ronbo?
Casey, man, what are you
What's
sitting
good,
here?
man?
Yeah, well, you know, it's all about the 49ers. We start out with a subject matter, then we started going round and round. We've been everywhere about the 49ers tonight. Started out, we were just talking about George Kittle getting everybody all pumped up. You know how he is. George is a PR man for the entire franchise, and it just makes it fun being a 49er fan. He's going around saying things. And then you've got
Dak Prescott.
you've got
What the hell is that?
Yeah. Dak Prescott, baby. That's it.
okay. Oh, Brian, is that you? Oh, Brian, Brian, I thought we
Yeah.
said goodbye.
Oh,
Brian,
I
I'm
thought
sorry.
we gone.
Brian, I'm sorry. I
All
thought
right.
we said goodbye.
Let's
All
try
right, Brian.
Let's try it again. Let's try it again, Ronbo.
All right, see you Friday. All right, man.
All right, Ronbo.
Okay. Okay, I'll pause a second. Okay, now let's see if Casey's on the phone. Hey, yo, Casey.
Hey, we're shaking, Ronbo.
Casey, you. Case, man.
No, I'm not shaking.
Big
Show is shaking.
You need to. I was going to say because Big Show's got me shaking, right? I hadn't even thought about Kirk Cousins. I can't remember the last time I thought about Kirk Cousins. and show introduces him to
same
lineups.
here.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
kind of a scary
I don't know
thought.
I know. I'm not sure what has compelled Show to be so obsessed with Kirk
Bad
Cousins.
news.
This man, Big Show, went on to the Reverend Ronbo Sports Show tonight and said, and I quote, "Kirk Cousins is the only one who knows Kyle's offense."
Can hit the ground running.
And I really like break stepping in and throwing us a chill pill.
Exactly. I needed that. Break's timing was perfect. And like also the key phrase from Break though was we're not losing games because of the quarterback. We've had leads in those big games, and they dissolved.
They went,
They
went 3 months without losing a game because of the quarterback.
Right. So we lose games because of injuries, and
they had the best quarterback in the league at that point.
Fluke mistakes all of a sudden.
Sure, Mahomes was there, but Mahomes, Purdy was doing in his first 9 games. He had 107.7 passer rating.
There was nothing wrong with the quarterback play. We need to stop trying to blame the quarterback for everything. This has been going on.
Yeah.
It's not always the quarterback. And it wasn't this time until they broke his arm. Well, that has nothing to do with his play.
Yeah.
He was physically left unable. That's not him playing bad football.
And until I see otherwise from Brock, I'm chalking it up as a freak accident.
God, understatement. Freak accident. Just unreal.
Just like Brake said, he played 4 years in college.
Man, you sure do make it easy. Just come in your show and say whatever the fuck I want.
But this is why I say, we just can't. It's not going to bring a quarterback in, and it's just not what it's about, So leave the quarterback.
Was that a Cowboy? Was that a Cowboy fan or a Seahawks
I
fan
kind of
that just
assumed
called
it
in?
myself.
I bet they don't have a Ronbo Sports.
Nor do they have any second round. They don't have a second round playoff win either.
Yeah. You'd never catch the 49er faithful calling into some other YouTube show, late on a Wednesday night just to say something like that. We got a little bit more sense than that, Ronbo.
Well, yeah. I mean, it could be Gene D. It could be any one of the criminals we have.
It doesn't matter who it is, Ronbo. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to talk about it. Oh, man. Yeah. But like Brake,
speaking of,
another point like Brake said, man, here we are in June. The whole thing with the 49ers is just stay healthy. There's no missing piece. We know who their number one quarterback is. Trey Lance looks great so far this offseason. His rollout has gotten even better. He already had an impeccable rollout.
Kittle says he looks confident too.
I've got full faith in this roster. Now they've got Hargrave out there.
I can't wait to see that. That defensive front line is just fun. When you're watching a game with the offense and this, that, but watching that defense eat up quarterbacks, that's hilarious.
Yeah. And I mean, really, the missing piece could be their kicker.
Who? Oh, our
not
kicker.
To say that, I mean, special teams in the Harbaugh era was right up there with the offense and the defense. And it's time that we start making some 60-yard field goals. It's time we stop having to punt at 38.
Casey, did you notice that? I never paid that much of attention. We were kicking sometimes when it was like, why are we kicking? I never paid that much attention. But go ahead.
Because Robbie doesn't want to try anything over like 54, and it's tough for me to feel like the Niners can't do better than that. So, anyway.
And also, I don't want to see any returns out of the. I want that ball legged over the goalpost. He shouldn't be catching that.
The postseason Robbie is different, when he shows up in the snow and.
Well, yeah, I mean, if the ball's within a certain range, actually, didn't he do a 50-yarder against? Was that Green Bay that in the snow? That wasn't a short field goal, was it?
Yeah, no, he's mentally very tough.
Yeah,
all the pregame stuff where he goes out there and You know, he goes out there and he practices in front of the other team and stuff. I'm gonna miss that.
Maybe Jake has that. He worked with Robbie. Maybe some of Robbie's teachings rubbed off on him. The irony. Him working with Robbie.
I just don't want to have to worry about hitting 55 plus, and I'm glad we don't have to do that anymore. So.
Yeah, and I like to stay out of that 55-yard range anyway. We got a team that should be always down. If we do,
it's just nice to know you have it.
Well, yeah, but I don't want to use it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you got a gun in your house. You certainly don't want to have to use it. So, you know.
Maybe it's because of Janikowski all those years. I always felt like the Niners needed to compete
he had such
with,
a leg.
You know.
My God, he could kick the hell out of the ball. Oh.
Yeah.
So.
He's a great player.
Yeah. So we're going to be okay.
Kind of reminds me of Nikola Jokic.
Hey, did you put money on that series? I knew Denver was going to win that.
Nuggets and under, man.
There was no way
that for a while
that the Heat were going to beat that team.
Seems like everyone I talked to knew that the Nuggets were going to win that day.
Yeah, they were just overmatched.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nikola, the Heat. Not gonna lie, the Heat had him in the first. The Heat had him in the first half. But that's what I thought would happen is that the Heat would show up and then Denver would pull out and win it.
They kept running out of gas, but Jokic is just unstoppable. A big man like that shooting 3-pointers? Wow.
Yeah, his tenacity, his awareness, and just everything is on it.
And passing game, right?
Yeah.
And you have to guard him, so there's always going to be a guy cutting toward the hoop.
He kind of has that. Brock Purdy kind of has that same level of humility. You know?
Yeah. He just want to get back to his horses. Yeah, he doesn't really think anything about what he's doing. There's probably a few guys like him. Jokic is from what country?
Serbia.
Oh, that's where Vlade Divac is from. You know what? That says
where
something.
Who's from?
Vlade Divac. Divac was a tall center too. The Sacramento Kings got him. Do you know Vlade Divac was traded for Kobe Bryant to the Lakers? I forgot which team it was, but that's the reason why Kobe ended up in Los Angeles and Vlade ended up somewhere else. But Case.
Oh, I think I heard that. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that's pretty strange. But anyway.
Yeah.
Case, I'll look for you Friday, and hopefully you don't lose any bets between now and then, and
Hey, Ronbo, man, I'm still on top, man. Can't lose. You know what I'm saying, Ronbo?
You're Casey, man. That's why we know you're gonna win.
All right, Ronbo. Shout out Break. Shout out Brunskill. Shout out Tony in Australia, and shout out to the Reverend Ronbo Sports Show. And, shout out to me, Ronbo, for being a San Francisco 49er fan. The best in the world.
You're damn right.
You have a blessed night, Ronbo.
You too, Case. Okay. It's 7:57 in Virginia.
Ronbo, what's going on?
Yeah, who's this?
How you doing, man?
Doing great. How you doing?
Good to hear you, man. This is Case 49, man, calling from Virginia, man.
Case 49. All right. I like that name. Well, Case.
How you doing, Ronbo?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah, man, I'm a long-time listener, man. It's my first time calling in, so I just wanted to shout you out.
All right.
Yeah, not a problem. But yeah, I like to look at things from a different perspective, Ronbo.
All right.
Like the Kittle comments today. Like he said that it's Brock Purdy's job to lose. But he keeps saying that. Like it's Brock Purdy's job to lose, Like he keeps adding that to lose part on the end of it. So I'm just kind of thinking
emphasizing.
He's
right?
not saying this is Brock Purdy's job, period. He's saying it's Brock Purdy's job to lose, And if you listen to what Kyle Shanahan had to say, Kyle Shanahan was like, Brock has to get healthy first. Okay. So all these people that's getting excited, because Kittle came out and made some comments about it being Brock's job to lose, I would say calm down just a little bit because he still hasn't gotten healthy yet. And then Kyle said when he does get healthy, he's going to see where we're at. Okay? That doesn't mean Brock is going to start. It just means that once he's healthy, we'll see where we're at. And it's going to take a long time, you know? Or he said it's going to, you know, he's going to take his time with it. So, you know, I'm just saying, man, I just feel like, you know, when they spent 3 first-round picks on Trey to, you know, make him the quarterback, the franchise quarterback, they're paying him $10 million a year. I just don't understand. I just don't see how they can sit him on the bench and pay him $10 million a year while Brock is still coming off of that injury, you know?
Yeah.
Because if I was Brock, I would definitely want to take it as slow as possible, or at least build up my arm strength even stronger than it was before the injury. Because what if, you know, you get hit in that arm again? You know, God forbid. You know, I don't want that to happen to Brock, but it could happen. You know, quarterbacks do get hit in the arm a lot when they throw it. So
hand, everything.
I don't
goes
know.
on.
I don't know how strong that arm is going to be 3 weeks, you know, with 3 weeks of practice, you know?
Yeah, it's a touch and go. Yeah, I'm listening. Yeah, the 49ers, see, that's why you heard the rumors about trading Trey if they were going to stay with Brock because of that $10 million you're talking about. But there'd still be a dead cap hit. But, yeah, that would be the smart thing to do, right, if you were actually going to go with Brock. Yeah. But the fact that Trey is still here making that $10 million is kind of like a big red flag if you're expecting Brock to play, you know, through the whole year. I think that they're definitely going to see what they have in Trey. I feel like the Niners have to answer their quarterback question between Brock and Trey this year. So I feel like both of them might actually get a chance to play. But I think they're definitely going to see this year what they got in Trey, because they're not just going to throw away 3 first-round picks and sit on an investment and pay him $10 million a year just to hold a clipboard. And also
Brock,
remember, though,
like I said, if he was
Case,
smart,
remember one thing, though. You know, the 49ers, we had that disaster last year where you lost 4 quarterbacks in one season. I don't think that may be a new record. Yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere.
Understandable.
Yeah, no,
that's
all 3 of those guys are going to be there at the end of the cut, because the 49ers are scared to death to see that same situation come up again. So who starts, I don't know. But then all 3 of those guys are going to stay.
Think about it, Ronbo, but who started last year? Trey.
Yeah.
You know, because Trey was making the most money. Jimmy, he had to take a pay cut, you know, to even get on the team.
Yep.
So, you know, the financial aspect of it is really big. A lot of people don't look at it that way.
Yep.
But, yeah, also, man, you just got to read the other side of the tea leaves, because everybody want to read the tea leaves, but, you know, there's 2 sides to those leaves, and they're not reading the other side, you know what I mean? Like you said, once he gets back, they're going to see where we're at that time. And that's the most important part of it.
And exactly. You know, George is speaking, though, from the fact that, you know, you win with him, Brock Purdy, I mean. Since they did win with him, you know, you played ball before, right? It becomes, there's superstitions. You wear the same socks every game. You put on your pads a certain way. You know, if things aren't the same when you win, then you tend to be worried, right? So they like Brock for having done what they did. Now, that doesn't mean that Trey can't do it, but George is going to say that from familiarity, no matter what.
Yeah, but at the same time, George, this is like his 3rd year with Trey, so they do have like a little bit of a camaraderie in that sense. But I don't know, man. I'm hearing things about Brock, you know, walking around the facility like, you know, like, hey, I'm the man. Like, you know,
really?
Like he owns the place. Yeah, yeah. I'm hearing.
Well, maybe he's trying to play the role. I can't imagine him coming off like that. Although they said he does command the huddle pretty well, but I can't imagine him walking around with an attitude. You know, him and Trey are close from what they say about each other.
Yeah, they're definitely close. They're definitely close. But, you know, just some reporters, I heard, you know, that he walks around really very, very confident, put it that way. And, you know, these star NFL players, some of them got egos. I'm not saying that the 49ers players got egos because we actually do a good job of avoiding those kind of players. But
yeah, that's true.
Maybe George Kittle, maybe he didn't like him telling him shut up in the huddle too much. Like I don't know. I mean, he did just get here. I don't know. But maybe he's just telling them, pump your brakes just a little bit, because I feel like he's definitely given Trey a lot of praise.
No idea. He did last year, actually.
Yeah, right.
Now it's given him. He feels a little more confident with Trey now. Trey looks a lot different. He's out there playing with confidence. Although I didn't know he was playing without confidence last year. Although I can understand if your hand is hurting, what else is hurting? Yeah. If you're just not feeling healthy, man, it's got to be scary. NFL? Oh my God!
Let me tell you, this whole divide in the fan base right now, this Brock and Trey, this and that, it's really crazy right now, Ronbo.
How many years?
Trey Lance is getting that Little Mermaid treatment right now. You know what I mean?
That's only because he wasn't on the
Little
field.
Mermaid remake treatment right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's all it is. It doesn't even have anything to do with football for real. Well, a lot of this divide.
He's got to make an appearance.
It's not even football related.
No, but he does have to make an appearance. And this is the thing. He hasn't been able to go out there and show anybody anything yet. And Brock just happened to do that because of the fact that he was out in position to do so. So, you still got to wait for Trey to see what he's got. I mean, it's just that's the problem.
No same person would crown Brock after 8 games, no matter how well he played.
Yeah, there
no
it
same
is.
person would crown Trey after 4 games,
As long as we're
So that's
winning.
how I know when you see people trying to can Trey or crown Brock or vice versa, that's how you know it's really not football related.
Yeah.
They're just
pick
in their
a guy you
feelings
like.
because there's some type of emotional, this like they're threatened. Somebody feels threatened,
And especially 49 fans, we're always going to do that. Case, we got to go, though. I'll be back Friday. Since you're, first time. Don't make it your last. We'll see you. I'll be back.
So I'm
Looking
going to
for
chop it up with you.
All right.
Chop it up with you, Ronbo. I appreciate you having me on there.
Hey, appreciate having you, fam.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Night, Case. It's Case 49. Let's go check in on Ellis. Ellis. He is the man with the beats. Sometimes he skips. See, I gotta get that rhyming. Ellis. See, one thing. Hey, Rams Dynasty. Did somebody actually put that? Hey, Michael, Rams Dynasty.
Hey, Ronbo, how's your night going, buddy?
There's been some things that bring me up. Big Show came in and dropped me down to my knees. I'm telling you right now, I was feeling low. It just felt weird. I thought about that. We crashed and burned to the point that we go get Kirk Cousins. Oh my God! Okay.
Oh hell no! Hell no! But you got one coach now. There's one coach. There's one coach everybody forgot. Remember, Singletary was another 49er coach.
Yep.
Remember the Bears defense?
That's
he was a coach
what I was trying to think of a little while ago when I was making that point.
Singletary, yes. Remember?
McLuhan brought him the players.
Remember when he did to the remember he had he used to hit his players. That's why they got rid of him.
Like children.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That was making Vernon Davis is out there crying. Singletary. The dude's scary. He was scary when he was playing with the Bears.
I remember him playing for the Bears. I remember him playing for the Bears, man.
Yeah.
With the refrigerator, man.
Guy's a beast.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
And he doesn't take, and those kind of guys are military in style. So, I can't imagine what it's like playing for him.
Sure. I'd be afraid to play with him. I don't know what he was doing.
I mean,
But, yeah.
So, that's why, there's just going to be, the 49ers do have to stop with this coming up short in those big games. If you got there, you need to win every now and then.
No. You got to win every one. I don't care how hard it is. You got to, Don't be afraid, man.
Well, I know.
And Kirk Cousins, I don't want Kirk Cousins now. I wouldn't want somebody. He's too old. He's too old, man. You're just bringing another Jimmy in.
Michael, he never gets hurt. That's what our guys' problems are.
He never gets hurt,
they always
but you don't
get
know.
hurt.
I'm afraid I bring him in, he gets hurt, then what happens?
Brock.
You got to look at the 49ers offense and the Vikings offense. You don't see the Vikings coach running the quarterback all the time. Never. You know.
Well, Jimmy was trying to run away from. Jimmy was trying to run away from the. Well, Jimmy was stupid on that. Jimmy, just go down. Jimmy's trying to get the ball in better field goal position. Okay, that was stupid. All right, Brock didn't even see the man coming. Trey, Kyle said, "All right, take that. I want you to take that ball and run it right up the middle." Although, from what I understand, he didn't really say that. But Trey gets creamed by the Hawks.
Oh.
You know, I said, you know what? This is what is with the 49ers and the quarterback situation? How in the world do we end up with nobody but Josh Johnson in the final minutes of the season?
No. We must be the lucky winner in California. We must be the lucky team to get a guy like him. Now Baltimore has him now.
Yeah, I know. Lamar Jackson. Nobody talks about him though. Lamar gets hurt every year too.
Yeah, but no, the guy that we had that. Remember the guy that got hurt? The guy that fell down and got hurt. He's with Baltimore now. The guy that was afraid and all that stuff. Yeah.
Wait.
The quarterback.
Are you talking about a quarterback?
Yeah, that quarterback that played with. Remember the last quarterback before CMC came in? He's with Baltimore now. The Journey boy, the guy that was with the 49ers 3-4 times. Remember? And he was,
Josh Johnson?
Yep, he's with Baltimore right now.
Somebody gave Josh Johnson a
Baltimore
job after seeing him on the field in the NFCCG. Seems like I did hear something about this.
Job. Yeah.
Okay, Big Show signals that Kirk is only 34. I didn't know he was only 34. Seems like Kirk's been around forever.
Okay. Yeah, it feels like he's been here longer than you think.
Thanks, Show. Show's still trying to give us Kirk Cousins. Yeah. Stop it.
Kirk
Show,
Cousins.
stop. Please stop. No. We're not doing Kirk Cousins.
He can have Kirk now. I think we just need to tell our coach, don't run these quarterbacks. Let them throw. Let them do their thing. Don't kill them. Let them do their thing. Let them show what they got. Come on. That's what I would think.
Well, Purdy wasn't running. He got cream standing.
No,
there.
he wasn't. He just sat there, and I think he freaked out, and that's what happened.
So damned if you do, damned if you don't.
You know,
these are just things that I don't know. They've got to do some kind of a voodoo.
Yeah, it's nature. It's nature. It's in all sports. Things like this happens in all sports and all athletes.
I mean, we get hurt worse than
some
hockey
athletes
players.
are lucky they don't get them. Hockey players, yeah, they get beat up. Good. Broken teeth, no teeth, nothing.
See, but they don't care, and that's a badge of honor running around with no teeth as a hockey player. Rugby and hockey. If you got front teeth, you're not playing. You're not.
There was a football. There was a
right.
guy I think drafted. I think it was a guy drafted this year. And then I thought drafted had barely any teeth left too. I think it was center. He was a guy. Yeah, he was the first round. I think first or second. Yeah, I saw the smile. I said, "Oh my God."
I'll take him because you know what? That means the guy's an absolute animal. He will do anything to get it done.
I think he's on the Big Ten. Oh yeah, I mean I think he's a defense or an offense, one of those two. But if you're missing teeth, I mean you're a beast.
I still remember guys like that in high school, and you know, my mom says we're not going to get it fixed till after the season because she don't want to see doing $2,000 worth of work and I just get it knocked out again. I says, yeah. You go ahead, man.
Yeah.
There's always a lineman like that, you know.
And then, hey, with the kicker, I mean, now with the kicker, now there's no excuse now. Now you kick big games now. That's it. Use that kicker, man. You got to use them.
Oh, that's right.
They get Moody, yep. Yeah.
Robbie's range was a certain range. You know, that's what we're talking about when we say that we won't have to worry about Jake Moody. We can kick the ball anytime outside the 50-yard line.
Yeah, but you still got to worry about a rookie quarter. You still got to worry about a rookie kicker sometimes.
Well, yeah.
Sometimes they get, you get those. I don't want him to be like that. I mean, he can't be as bad as the Cowboys kicker. That's every one of them.
Nobody can be as bad as the Cowboys kicker, yeah.
So, he sets the world record for that one.
But brace yourself, though, because we're going to have to go through a little bit. Maybe not, but my mind is already ready for Jake Moody to come out and have a couple of mess-ups. I'm going to try not to get mad.
Say maybe it depends on the weather, too,
That's usually the case.
And the wind and all that,
And he's got to go out. But he's been kicking for a while.
He'll mess up. I mean, he'll definitely mess up. There's never a kicker that's 100% perfect of the rookie year. There's never.
Well, Michael, looks like we're going to run out of time here. But I tell you what, I'll be back Friday, and let's go over some more stuff.
Perfect.
All right.
All right, perfect. You have a good night, Ronbo. Have a good night, all my 49 Empire friends.
Thanks, Michael. And hey, yo, Jashawn, what's up? Hey, George Kittle is right, but I don't think Trey Lance, You mean, did you leave the way to go? Yeah. Trey is really, and no matter, Trey really is up against it. You know, he hasn't had time to train. So now he's expected to come in and just get that spot. We're coming into 4 years with Trey, right? We've done 3. Yeah, he just can't get hurt. He's just got to find a way to stay on the field or stay in practice or wherever he's going to be, but just don't get hurt. Deshaun, thanks for that contribution, fam. All right. And let's see. Going back for Ellis. Hey, yo, Ellis, are you there, Ellis? Yeah, Ellis, when that happens, it's usually, you call Ellis 3 times, he's never. It's Tony. Atlanta Tony. Tony.
Ronbo, how you doing?
Doing all right. I'm looking at Teresa's breakdown NFC West. Mediocre team. 1 is the Cardinals, Sea Chickens, and then the Rams. Good call, Therese. Tony, you know, it's getting time when you see George Kittle doing his annual tour. Kittle is just full-on entertainment. The boy gets on these interviews. That's why people say George Kittle will probably be in the booth after he retires. No, the booth is too watered down for George Kittle. That dude is going to the WWE. He's probably already got a contract pending, waiting for him to come and sign. So, you know. And as again, we're expected. But Tony, you pointed it out too. And you know what? I do have in the back of my mind, you cannot take the Hawks lightly, though. I agree with that. I don't know about them coming in just beating our ass, but I mean, yeah, the Hawks have made some moves, and it's Pete Carroll. I hate to admit it, but I have to give Pete Carroll. I got to give him a lot of respect. He keeps that team fighting, no matter who they got or who they lose. They keep fighting. Wherever they're weak, like you pointed out in the chat, which had me laughing. I couldn't laugh out loud like 1 or 2 about teams getting upwards of 100 yards a week on them running.
Except for Josh Jacobs got 229 on him.
You know, that's Raheem Mostert numbers there. But that's ridiculous. That means you have no ability to stop the run whatsoever. So, you know.
And a lot of those games were in Seattle. The Atlanta game was in Seattle. The Las Vegas game was in Seattle. The Carolina game was in Seattle. San Francisco did it to me in Seattle. Do I want to go on?
Did you say Cordero went 160?
Cordero had 161. Yep. And he's a wide receiver playing running back.
Like Debo. You know, they didn't really address that either.
No. And they did get Draymond Jones, the defensive tackle from Denver in free agency. He's going to be they're playing 3-4. He's going to be a 3-4 defensive end. But that defensive tackle that I told you they drafted in the 4th round, I went into that Seahawks chat, and they was looking the film on. According to this projection, Ronbo, they're going to start him.
Which one?
What's that guy's name? Cameron Young, the 4th round pick out of Mississippi State.
Yeah, what
he
position?
Was getting his butt.
What's his position?
He's playing nose tackle.
Man.
He was getting blasted though, Ronbo, in those film sessions I saw.
Tony,
6'3", 304.
So you got to realize
one of the games was against Auburn, LSU, Kentucky. The Kentucky center was pancaking him, Ronbo.
Tony, you got to realize they don't have no choice. Think of somebody on that roster that's better. That's the thing. Some of these teams. That's why when I say when teams are trying to build up, now every draft pick is a risk because you might have to start him because you don't have anybody else and you ran out of money. This is why the Rams are going to be the comedy club of 2020.
Sure
this could linger into 2024 comedy as well because those, unless they hit home on at least 2 or 3 of those picks, and Tony, what are the odds of that? When's the last time you saw a team that pulls out 2 or 3, you pick out 5 or 6 picks, and you hope maybe 1, if you're lucky, 2, have NFL potential? So, you know.
Last year. Seattle last year. Seattle did good with those 2 offensive tackles. They did good. But that's last year.
An offensive lineman, that's hard. I give him credit for that. It's hard to pick out an offensive lineman that actually his game translates to the NFL, especially in the first year.
Yeah. But, Ronbo, I was looking at the Rams roster. just like we already know, the Rams lost 8 of their 11 starters on defense. On offense, they got 9 returning starters out of 11. The only replacement is Allen Robinson.
And he wasn't no good.
Being replaced, by Ben Skoranek, and their left guard. They got a new left guard.
Oh, wait. They lost Skoranek?
No, Skoranek's replacing Allen Robinson.
Oh. Because I was going to
That's
say,
one of
Skoranek was with them last
Then
year.
they got a new left guard. Yeah. Allen Robinson, man, that was just a waste of money. He got paid and did absolutely nothing.
Oh, that's good because the Rams are always going after people by their name. You know, his name, let's get him in here. Allen Robinson, man.
Well, you guys are going to see Allen Robinson week 1 because he's in Pittsburgh now on their 3 wide receiver set.
Well, you know, he'll probably do better there. The Rams, if he's not throwing the Cooper Cup, Tony, try to remember a game that wasn't Cooper Cup centric.
They got Van Jefferson. He's pretty good.
Yeah, but how many times?
Number 2.
But did Stafford throw to him very much?
No, they didn't throw to him very much.
Yeah, that's Stafford is. He's got one guy he likes to play with. If he's not throwing the Cooper Cup, every now and then he might throw to somebody else. I understand that.
Tight end is pretty good.
Yeah, well, yeah. What's that guy's name? He
got
open.
Higbee.
Yeah, Higbee got open a lot. Yeah.
Yep. He's back.
Yeah. So, you know,
Rob, I was looking at y'all's schedule. I was listening to you talk in the chat. So they are trying to jack y'all up, man. Y'all got your 6 division games. You play your 4 games against the AFC North. Then you got 4 games. You play the NFC North. Let me see here. Let me look at this again.
We're going back and forth against time zones week after week.
Yeah. But they tried to do that with y'all for years. That odd game y'all got, from 16 to 17 games, y'all's odd game is against Jacksonville at Jacksonville.
And Jacksonville
it's the week after y'all's bye.
And Jacksonville is no longer a chump team, so you know.
And they got Calvin Ridley.
Just to add, and what's his name? Lawrence has started to look good.
Yeah, he is. He can run too.
Yeah,
but
and he can dot the I's and cross the T's with the passes.
Yep. Ronbo, I was doing my evaluation of the AFC North, and I it was something I did, and I typed a comment. Oh, it was this one chat sports thing, and I typed a comment about AFC North. I picked Baltimore last. Ronbo, that division is tough. Pittsburgh's going to be good. Pittsburgh's going to be good.
Yeah, they don't lay dead for too long. And they always have
and Cleveland's going to be good.
Well, they should be. I mean, if Cleveland ain't good this year, somebody needs to be fired, right? Because you went and paid Deshaun Watson a fortune.
Best offensive line in football. You got one of the best, probably the number 2 defensive end in football in Myles Garrett. Their secondary's good. I like their secondary.
Tony, did you call Myles number 2?
Yeah, because Joey Bosa's number 1.
Hey, did Joey Bosa get a number 1 ranking?
That's my ranking.
Oh, okay.
That's my ranking.
Yeah, that's the thing because they had these numbers
I got Bosa, Myles Garrett. They're the best 2
recently
in football. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, because they had those stats out recently, and Nick was way down on the list. You know, Nick gets love because Nick doesn't have to come off the field. Nick Bosa plays a run as good as anybody we've got, and he still goes after the quarterback, which is why I guess he gained enough points to be DP. DPOY. So,
and the NFL's also trying to put the screws to y'all, Ronbo. Y'all got back-to-back road games 3 times this year. 3 times.
I know. So, we're going to – it's going to be rough. And especially we're not – used to be the 49ers used to go spend the weekend, a couple of weekends in the same place.
Yeah.
You can't do that now because you got to come back to another place. It is rough. Oh, it's going to be rough.
Yeah.
The schedule's going to be rough
at
more than anything you play.
The Rams, and then October at Cleveland, and then next week at Minnesota, and then later in the year November, right before Thanksgiving at Seattle, and then
we got to play
I got
Cleveland.
on that third back-to-back road game. I think y'all all must be on a Thursday night. Y'all got at Seattle and then at Philly, November 23rd, and then at Philly, December 3rd. So that must be a Thursday night game. That Seattle game.
Yeah, usually our conference games anyway, right? So
Yeah. I know the feeling because they try to put the screws to us too.
You know what? And it might work. You can't wear a team out and have them play top level football every week like that. And so
this is true.
This is going to be interesting to see how this
your
works.
mini camp go today? How did your mini? I heard you say that Sam Donald was throwing the ball well.
No, actually, what's his name? Sam. We didn't have any camp today that I know of.
Oh, really?
Yeah, mini camp ended last week.
3-day mini camp yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Yeah,
mini camp is done.
Our guys don't come back for forever. Yeah, they're out. Brock Purdy supposedly had been throwing the ball. One report said relatively well for a guy that's recuperating from what he's recuperating from. I did hear that. Not much else. I think everybody else is off throwing wherever they want to throw, so they haven't sent back any footage or anybody's posted up anything. So we're gonna find out about that in a few weeks.
In our chat, man, Bijan Robinson, we need to use him like y'all use Christian McCaffrey in the slot, in the backfield, outside receiver, and line them up all over.
Christian McCaffrey is, I mean, and you know the thing is, what's his name over with the Chiefs that we had, Jet. That's who Jet was supposed to be before he got hurt. That's how the 49ers are planning on using him. And it took him 2 years, 3 years almost, because last year he played with the Chiefs. He looked pretty good. But he just couldn't get him healthy. Again, you come to San Francisco, you get hurt.
I saw some footage of us, our minicamp today. They had Cordell Patterson. I saw like several plays that wide receiver. I'm like, yes, they listened to me, even though they ain't listen to me. I don't want Cordell playing running back no more. That'll be that. I want him strictly at receiver because that's what we need to help.
You know, that's yeah. Because all you have to do is have that one play gone for at least a minimum amount of time. It's always damaging, or the season. That's us, you know. Hell yeah.
No, does Kyle ever? And I can't remember. He probably did, and I probably seen it in games. You know how you have you might have Ayuk, Debo on a package. Ayuk, Debo, McCaffrey like in the slot on the outside.
Bunch patterns.
Jordan Mason in the backfield.
I've seen him bunch formation before with as a count. You know what that does though? That puts a strain on the offensive line unless George Kittle. Yeah, he doesn't do that often. It's 21 personnel for Kyle most of the time.
He should. He have all those weapons outside, and then give that ball to Jordan Mason at 240 pounds.
I know, right?
Yep.
Kyle could get more creative this year than he has been, because we're going to find out. Because Kyle's got like you're saying, Jordan Mason, Kyle, he's not a rookie anymore. You don't have to act like, oh, I don't trust him. Well, you can trust him now. You've seen him play. Let it get. And because Elijah Mitchell's going to get hurt. We already know this. But when Elijah Mitchell, forever how many weeks he lasts, boy, oh, gosh, yes. But there's going to come that game. Elijah Mitchell left the game right around the middle of the fourth quarter. No report from the locker room yet. We don't need a report. We already know. God, shot it. Yes, so, you know. I went through that 3 times last year.
Hey, Ronbo, I'm looking at your draft. Your 5th pick. You guys got Robert Beal, defensive end from Georgia?
Yeah, I thought you knew about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Y'all going to play him? Y'all got to get him in that rotation, man.
From what I understand, Beal's got to put some size on. He's your typical college kid coming up. But, yeah, I'm a Beal fan. I've been talking about him the whole time since the guy said, you know what, Robert Beal, if Drake Jackson is having any more issues this year, this dude, that's a Georgia Bulldog, y'all. Yeah, you know what they grow out there. So, yeah, I'm a Beal fan for sure.
Plus, you got Cleveland Farrell.
Cleveland, people don't have any faith. Cleveland's working with Kasurik now, and Arden Key had the same issue with the Raiders. He wasn't doing anything over there either. So let's see if Cleveland can follow Arden Key and be at least a little productive. Arden Key got to be hard to contain before he left. That's why he left and got paid. I don't know why the 49ers didn't offer him any money unless he was asking for too much, but yeah.
And Marlon Davidson, I see he's lifted. I guess he dropped a couple pounds. He's 6'3", 278.
Edge?
Yeah, Davidson, the guy y'all got from Atlanta.
Oh, from Atlanta. Yeah, I can't wait to see him play. Remember I asked you about that day?
Yeah.
That he ran that did he pick that off?
Intercepted the screen pass, yep. Carl Brady.
How many defensive ends do that? I mean, you know?
Yep.
Well,
like
Javon Kinlaw did it.
He played tight end in high school.
That's what it is. He's got hands, you know?
Yep.
Well, it's going to be a fun season.
And y'all also got a linebacker, 6th-round linebacker. Ronbo, if you notice, and we've talked about TCU was putting some good football players in the NFL the last 5 years.
You know, what's that kid's name you're talking about? Because they've talked about him a lot.
Winners out of TCU. Winners.
He's the guy that's reminding people of Fred Warner. I think he's the one. We got two. One reminds you of Dre Greenlaw, and the other one reminds you of Fred. So you said 6'3" for this kid Winners, right?
Yeah, D Winners, 6 feet, 227. TCU,
oh, no,
6th round.
He's the Dre Greenlaw clone. The other kid reminds people of Fred.
Talking about Jalen Graham.
Yeah.
6'3", 220 out of Purdue.
Yeah. Winners is quick on the ball, a lot like Dre. I mean, run and chase. He is, yeah. So
according to Avalon, y'all got him as the backup to Dre.
Yep.
And y'all got Jalen Graham as the backup to
Fred
Flanagan Foles.
Oh, Flanagan Foles, yeah. Yeah, they all fall in the row and in line. If they don't, that's a lot of linebackers. Well, hopefully we're going to keep all of them. We'll see.
And Ronbo, don't forget about my other, Christian Watson, my man crush, my other defensive man crush, Al Womack. Don't forget about him. Y'all ain't talked about him in a while.
Womack? Oh, yeah, the cornerback?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we haven't seen him. When we see him, he gets everybody all worked up. Womack is 100% energy, effort, and he gets it done. I will never forget that scene. This dude was standing over Womack, looked like he had about 4 inches on him. Womack was all up in his chest, just hands flying.
That was A.J. Green.
That's right.
That was A.J. Green in the game against Mexico. In Mexico, he got his first interception.
I said, look,
and you was making jokes. You're like, AJ, why you getting frustrated, AJ? What? You can't get the ball.
Womack was all over him like a cheap suit. Yeah. I couldn't get over it. Little Womack.
Yeah.
And he was just moving like lightning. He may be big, but he ain't getting nothing here. You know. You go get him, AJ. Oh.
See, what I like about Womack, he's got that dog in him.
Don't he?
From high school, he's a high school legend back in Detroit. Womack's got that dog in him. He had it at Toledo.
I understand he had a good. He's been looking good already. So he's a second-year player. He's going to get a good look.
Yes,
Tony,
sir. Yes, sir.
We looks like we have to roll. But I tell you what, as usual, we didn't cover a lot of the league because there's a lot of clowning going on around the league. But we'll get to it Friday. All right.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I went off on my chat. I know I got to go, but I went off on my chat because now they're talking about we should trade for Stephon Diggs. I'm like, we don't want Diggs. No, he's a crybaby. He's selfish. I don't want him on my team.
He really is.
And we're not going after him.
Yeah, Stephon is. I hate diva receivers. They're all over the league, but my God, y'all, get over yourself.
Yep. You can't make it in Buffalo with all that talent. You crying there. Oh, what was the situation in Minnesota? Oh, same thing. Repeat pattern. Nope.
Yeah, but he's not saying what his problem is right now, right? He came back to work out today, I think.
He came back, took the physical. He just didn't work out, and everybody's speculating. I'm like, hell, ship him to Dallas where his brother is. Ship him there. They're like, that's a carnival in circus.
Yeah,
ship him to Dallas.
Because he's definitely trying to get out. You can tell. Nobody acts like that at the beginning of the season.
We don't want him in Atlanta. We don't want him, and we don't need him.
Well, you know what's a bad thing is, Tony? He's a damn good receiver. It's just, like I say, he's got that diva-tude.
Yep, and he pouts. I've seen him pout when he wasn't getting the ball.
Yeah, I've seen that.
he made some comments about Josh Allen. I'm like, look, Josh Allen made you a Pro Bowler last year.
That's right. And the
Biggest
camera
ball.
always
You
goes
can't get
to
the
him.
ball all the time.
All right. And the camera always goes to him because they know he's going to do that. He's just pouting and making
You got
faces and
teams.
rolling his eyes. What are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
Hey, Tony.
Exactly.
I'll see you Friday.
All right, sir. I'll
All right,
see you
Tony.
Friday.
Appreciate you. All right.
Take care.
You too, Tony. It's Tony.
Yo.
Coolest rival fan. Oh, Ellis,
Yo.
there you are. All right.
Yeah. Touchdown.
All right, Ellis.
Touchdown, 49ers.
Wait, hey, Bubba. Wait, let me get it. Hey, Bubba, these clowns better be here when we win 6. Bubba, that's the gospel truth. Running around in here smelling the place up. Well, Ellis, all right, the George Kittle tour is underway, makes the season officially underway. And George got people laughing. And at the same time, you've got Brian Baldinger saying he believes that the Hawks have all they need to usurp. I said, what? They had one game last year out of 3 that they mildly gave a fight. They're not coming in to take over, Brian. I used to trust you. What are you talking about? I guess Brian just answered the question. No, he didn't say they were. He was going to say they had the ability to do so. But, Alice, this is something that's, And also, we haven't touched upon it tonight, but some of the unappreciated guys that could be starting for other teams, they're not underappreciated, but they aren't called depth pieces on our team. You know, you're guys like, Dre Greenlaw is probably appreciated. Everybody loves Dre. Kyle Juszczyk. There's some guys that play second fiddle or Pro Bowlers, which is hilarious. So, but Ellis, go ahead, jump on anything you want to.
Well, you know, if Baldy's, I mean, I think he's doing that just to kind of
get NFL Network attention,
boost it, you know, and kind of encourage the Hawks Niners rivalry, you know, and just get the conversation going because he probably thinks that that's the only team in the division that's going to even have a chance to get with us. Which he's right. I don't see the Rams being better. I don't see the Rams or the Cardinals being better than the Seahawks. They've had 2 really great off seasons, you know, as far as draft is concerned. And so, you know, and Pete Carroll finds a way, man. He finds a way. Him and that gum, gum and shit. That shit's, you know.
He really is.
Yeah, no, he is. He gets on my damn nerve, but he's a good coach.
Yeah,
ever since USC, ever since USC, and you know, watching him with the Bush, the Reggie days, and just you know what I mean. He's always been a
that's right.
Hell of a coach, man.
Reggie Bush did play.
So,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, but you know, we're not going to worry too much about what Baldy said. We got to come to work. Bottom line. If we don't come to work, no matter who we play out of 17 weeks, you know, we'll be taking the L. So we cannot piss away a game at all this season.
If we sweep them 2 years in a row, though, Ellis, I'm gonna celebrate big time. I don't care where we at, how many games we're losing or winning. That's it, fam. That's 5 games in a row. We're rolling them like we roll the Rams. Let's see if we can keep this going 5 years like we did against the Rams.
I'm with all of that. I'm with all of that. You can count me in. Put me on the list.
And Everett and Gene D will still be in here. Boy, you guys they got no shame. God.
Yeah.
That's fine. They don't need. Yeah, that's fine. Everybody's mama didn't raise them right. But you know something else? I gotta tell you, man. You know,
the roaches got to eat too. You know, roaches got to eat too. Anyway,
teams are looking to get us though, because we're the NFC champs, other than the Eagles, right? So we are going to have a target on us, and the league has set it up so we can get a whooping by putting us through all them time zones. I still think there should be somebody who oversees what the schedule makers are doing. And say, guys, that's not going to fly. You're going to have to rework that. You got the 49ers going from one time to another in two back-to-back weeks. That's not right. Why would you do that? Unless you're going to do that to every team in the league, why would you do that to any one team?
And if you look at it, I don't know who can look into this, but if we're the only team they did that to, it's going to be a hard bargain to try to even get that to be something to address, because nobody else is going to be there to say that they experienced the same shit. So if they just did that to us us complaining about it, it's likely we won't get anything out of that.
And no, it's just a waste of time and energy.
Unfortunately.
But the Hawks
I'm
actually
sure they set it up that way.
Well, they did. The Hawks travel a few more miles than we do, but they're not going against time zones. If you look at the Hawks' schedule, it's not that uncomfortable, but it's just they do travel a lot.
Yeah. I mean,
fine.
I guess, but you know what? This is just it's an opportunity for us to show what we can do, no matter what you throw at us. You know?
Yes.
That's
just
so nice. That's just it's something for us to rise to the occasion. Say, oh, okay, y'all want to do that too? Okay, that's fine. and once we're unfazed, the shield, the protection, the armor is constantly deflecting all of the attacks. It's gonna it's just gonna show who we are at the end of the day, and it's gonna continue as that. So I don't look at it as being anything that our guys can't handle. There is human elements to that can affect things, but if guys got the mental capacity and they can all come in together, and understand what's at stake week in and week out, they're not going to leave any room for error or for things like that to have its way with us. So
nah. And the 49ers know what they're up against. I think mentally they're already prepared for this. They've seen the schedule.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I mean, the hunger. Go ahead.
No, you can't party like you might have during most seasons, but because getting sleep is like the ultimate thing you got to achieve. You got to get to sleep, otherwise, your body's just going to give up.
Yeah.
Can't go through time zones.
And being able to shut it on and off, the excitement, the adrenaline, and things like that, week in and week out. Especially if we're on a roll and we're playing really good. Sometimes it's hard to sleep. I remember, having issues and stuff sleeping before game nights or post game. Post game.
Concerned about the game, exactly.
Just because the adrenaline is really high. Yeah, or just really high off a strong win or something like that, or really eager to play a certain opponent. And you don't get that much sleep the night before.
Yep.
Being able to kind of control that aspect of it too is going to be important. Because the energy is on another level playing in that. Playing on the NFL level, so guys are like extra hype. They're getting paid top dollar to do this stuff, and they're like ready to go. It's hard to shut off the brain when you got stuff like that going on. So that takes some discipline as well.
The day before any competition, no matter what sport, that's always when you sleep 3 hours. You get up after 2 or 3 hours because you wake all night thinking, and you feel fresh. It's a strange sensation. The adrenaline it is a scary thing. Good. Let's go. Goddamn, I'm ready. Let's go. Now, dude, you slept 3 hours. You ready to go, huh? Any other time, you'd be laying back. No, man, I'm going to get up in a minute. So, yeah, it's a weird, strange sensation.
Yeah, I played some really good games off of, not much sleep, but I wouldn't recommend that being a regular, or something that you go for. You know what I mean? You definitely need to get that rest. But, yeah, I mean, just for the night, if you need be, to take one and
as long as there's no lingering effect,
yeah, man, just get the right stuff, not the wrong stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe try some melatonin gummies. Keep it mild.
Most people
get that over the counter.
Melatonin would be the best thing, but most dudes just go ahead and blaze up. Get this game tomorrow. We're gonna win that shit.
That Robbie Gold. Call up Robbie and get that gold, huh, Ronbo? Ronbo like, man, I swear. You always be talking about it. You swear Robbie be getting you just.
He does. Ellis says no way a guy can come out there as cool as Robbie. That's why one thing I'm gonna miss about Robbie. I don't care what the situation is. We got 0.3 of a second left on the clock. Here comes Robbie Gold. That's a 35-yard field goal. Robbie coming out on the field warming his leg up, kicking. And I'm already relaxed. Shh. Y'all think Robbie going to miss this? Bam! The 49ers win it. It's another walk-off victory. I said, look at Robbie, man. That dude. I'm going to miss that, Ellis. I hope this Jake Moody guy's got Robbie in him. I'm used to that.
Yeah, we got really spoiled with with Robbie and stuff like that, and it's unfortunate. Sad to see him go. At least for the time being, you never know. Something could happen where we could pull him in, and they might. We just don't know. But I wish the best for Robbie. He was the best kicker that, in my opinion, we've had. I can't remember us really having a kicker much better than him, much consistent and clutch as Robbie. I mean, he missed a couple of, here and there, but it's like the margin of error was so small.
I mean,
it almost
the game was on the
non-existent,
line. Yeah.
honestly.
So yeah. Because we need to get ready for Jake Moody. Understand he's a kid, just coming out of school, his first year.
Yeah.
That first NFL game, lights, pressure, That's got to, these kickers, man, I don't know what they're, I don't know how they fix their head. But man, good Lord. That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. Well, he's in good company as far as being an underling to Robbie and stuff like that. And hopefully he's maintaining and keeping an open line of communication with him throughout the season and now, as in the off season, just to kind of get some mental and some psychological, feedback on, when you're in this element, when things are going on, when this is happening, what are you thinking about? What are you telling yourself? How are you're able to tune things out? There's certain things that guys use in those kind of moments to totally shut out the world. It's like you got a favorite song in your head, or what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Where are you at in your mind in order to, finish the job at times like that? So hopefully he's getting into that aspect too, and not just the physical and the technical aspect of the sport.
But university level, it's not a cakewalk either. So he's probably learned how to do that. Or like Jay Tan says, you got to do like Robbie. Here, hold my beer. I'll be right back. Before we go kick that winning field goal.
Yeah, he kicks it in front of the cheerleaders. He kicks it in front of other teams when they're warming up. He don't give a shit. Robbie lines up. He sets up and he starts kicking no matter what's going on.
Hey, you mentioned that.
You know what I mean? You gotta love it.
And he looks for Jalen Ramsey. Every time we play the Rams, Robbie could be clean across the other side of the field. You guys know where Jalen is? Jalen who? Jalen Ramsey. The Rams? Jalen Ramsey? Yeah. Hey, he's down on the other side of the field. Where you going? I'm going to go down there and warm up.
Exactly. You gotta love it, man.
Ramsey's such a fool.
You gotta love it.
Ramsey bit on that, and that's why he was in Robbie's face every few minutes when he was way out of line. Ramsey should have got flagged on a couple of times coming out on the field he was way out of line,
He's so lucky he got signed by a good team. He's so lucky with Jalen. He's so lucky he got signed by a good team because, he just better do something. That's all I know.
He got saved from Debo and Robbie.
But yeah,
I got to tell you, I feel sorry for Jalen. I've seen Debo coming down the field. He done already broke the line of scrimmage and got a full head of steam on. I didn't say nothing when he did that because I said, you know what? I know what that position is, and if you see a dude like Debo coming down the field, if you can't hit him exactly right, you bail on that play or get your ribs broke, your face kicked in. Any number of things could go wrong on that, But I had to laugh.
Yeah.
Because Jalen be talking all that trash.
Yeah, man. Look, if Debo improved in his speed and he's gotten a little more, a little more stronger. I'm trying to imagine what that impact's going to be like trying to run and hit Debo because he's already running and trucking, as it is, and bullying after the catch.
Sam, you ain't gonna wrap up.
So
you know what you do. You got to shoot for the ankles. If you miss and he drops his shoulders, that could be serious. And as you're going down, he'll drive you right into the turf. He'll bury your face. Or if a knee comes up as he's coming up at the same time, and you got your head in the wrong place. Like Talanoa Hufanga did, had a concussion on that one hit. It's rough getting it. Broken field tackles are whoa, man. That's technique
I'm telling
all
you.
the way. Whoa.
Yeah,
Anyway.
it's gonna be a good season, man. I can't wait. I'm interested in seeing what happens with this offensive line, who we end up keeping on the offensive line on the roster, the wide receiver core, and I don't know, man. I don't want us to cut any important guys. Like if for some reason, hypothetically, I'm gonna just say if Jawan or Danny or Demetrius Flanagan, if Flan for some reason they get cut, I want us to trade them and get something for them because those guys are so valuable. I'm just throwing them out there. I don't know who is or who isn't, but any guys that we have under contract, we need to try to, get something for them and not just cut them. Just because I would feel, I wouldn't feel too good about that. I honestly don't think the rookie. I think one of the rookies might make the roster, and we're still keeping Flanagan. I don't see them getting rid of Flanagan Foles because he's been with the team too long. He's really good on special teams, and he's been a very consistent guy when we needed him to come in. And we're not going to get that out of the two rookies right off the giddy up. I think Jalen, what's his name from? I don't know. I don't think it's Jalen. The guy I was talking about from Purdue. I like him a little bit better than D. Winters. I think D. Winters can sit on a practice squad, maybe get cut and get re-signed. But I know he was a third round pick. But shit, if you look at the two of the guys, it sounds like the guy from Purdue is looking a little bit more sure.
It's Graham versus Winters, right?
To the team.
It must be Graham.
Yeah, Jalen Graham.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Yeah, he's from Purdue. Another guy, D. Winters, is from TCU. I don't. If it's between the two, I think Jalen Graham makes the. Yeah, definitely. But I'm just saying, don't keep D. Winters and Jalen Graham and get rid of Flanagan Foles.
Yeah,
unless you can get like a fourth round pick for him or something like that, that would be the only thing. And I mean, that's at a minimum. I know he hasn't done that much on tape, but when we have had him Ronbo playing, he's looked really good.
We don't know how many linebackers are keeping though, so they might be.
Well,
all
that's what
good.
I mean. McCrary Ball's making the team for sure.
Oren Burke is going to make the team, I think. Yeah, you're right.
I know. Damn.
It's going to be interesting to see. We got to wrap up, though, fam. Man, tell you what,
yes, sir.
Friday, and shout out to the squad, Ellis. And
I appreciate it, fam. As always, man.
Appreciate
Thank you for the platform.
Always a pleasure.
You see, the Rams got Demarcus Robinson, huh?
DeMarcus.
The Rams got Demarcus Robinson.
When? Today?
Last week or something within the last 5-6 days, I think.
Yeah, I remember.
They got rid of the other Robinson, but they got DeMarcus
wide
Robinson.
Receiver.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
So
y'all can do it.
Let's see if y'all can get it right with this Robinson maybe this time.
You got no depth. They're so top heavy, it's ridiculous. Anyway.
Yeah.
I'll look for you for Friday, Ellis. All right, fam.
Rudy's going to be playing scout team. That's what I heard. He'll be playing scout offensive line.
Give him something to do so he can stop tweeting. Good.
When he goes to sleep tonight. I forgot. Let me add that. Anyway.
Dreaming.
Y'all know what it is, man. So life. Hit that like, subscribe. You know where you at. Wipe your feet. Shout out to the fam. Thank you, fam, as always, for the platform.
Thank you, Ellis. All right, fam.
All right.
Oh, God. Jim Everett, you don't believe that yourself. Debo's afraid of Ramsey? Seriously? Okay, fam. I'm going to tell you what. Hey, thanks for contributions, fam. And on Friday, let's do this again. Catch up 49ers football. Please, don't forget to like. I always feel hurt when I don't get the likes. Subscribe, fam. You're going to want to know about what's next time coming up, which is coming up Friday. Niners!